Anyway, Mexican cosmetic surgery tourism. That is what brought 4 Americans to Mexico last week, and only 2 of them lived to tell their tale because
What's the story?
A Mexican drug cartel picked the 4 of these folks up, threw them in a truck, and beat 2 of them to death or shot them or something, and then beat the 3rd within an inch of their life. They got recovered. They're back stateside. And today, the cartel drops off 5 dudes, beaten bloody, tied up with a sign next to them with an apology to the United States.
Oh.
It says, these are the 5 people who fucked, I'm paraphrasing, who fucked up. We did not tell them to do that. They were acting on their own accord against our rules. Here they are. Do with them as you will. We are sorry for all of this. It won't happen again.
A little PR statement.
On like a big board. And then, like, and
Muchachos.
I'm telling you, it's 5 dudes like
Muchachos.
zip tied face down on the asphalt, laying there. Their asses have clearly been whooped quite severely.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was one of the coolest. It was like something out of a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, the
nice of
cartel
them.
does not want
I think
attention.
The takeaway is now Mexico is safe.
I
Time to
thought
dust
I
our
think
hands
Mexico
off.
was already safe for us. Like I'll
mission
say this, Woody.
accomplished.
Like this doesn't. I think Mexico is safer today than it was last week for American tourists going down there. It's the same thing as when in Atlanta at Whitewater, our water park, this kid shit in the pool. Right, he shit all in the pool, diarrhea style,
asshole.
and got a ton of people sick with E. coli. They nuked that place from outer space with chlorine. The next week was the best time ever to go. So I think right now, super safe to go down. The cartels told everybody, leave the Americans alone, or you'll end up like, Pablo, Hector, and the gang.
You could run your mouth out down there. You can just go,
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
what's up, fucking hombres? Fuck you, fuck the cartel, suck my cock, fuck your mom. And they're like, God damn, this son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Diplomatic community, motherfuckers.
You can go down there like
Spanish
Johnny
dick, you're
America.
Mexican, right?
You can wear your
Yeah.
cowboy hat and your American flag jacket and just be a piece of shit.
Yeah, Dick, do you speak Spanish? You can go down there and be a little liaison. Talk to the cartel.
I don't speak
You got
very
some-
much Spanish. I
But you
speak
got enough
just
Spanglish to get us out of some trouble, right? How do you say, like, we're sorry, no more? That'd be easy. You get that done.
Me Totani.
no más. No la cabeza. No. Necesito
No.
mi cabeza.
What's cabeza?
Head.
Your head. Yeah. I knew that one.
I need my head. Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
the,
that's like, you can imagine the cartel doesn't want attention from the U.S. government. And so you can easily see them being like, you did what? You fucking retard. All right, well, tie these people up, take them to the border. Hope we don't get fucked with.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I bet somebody will die over this. I bet more people will die over this. I think it gets serious when that sort of thing happens.
What was the reason for the kidnapping and the killing? Did they
I think
say?
they intended to ransom and rob, but things got out of hand. That was my interpretation. But
What
it
was
happened
the
like 2
nature
days
of
ago.
the cosmetic surgery they wanted? Do we know that?
See, that's what I wanted. I will say this: they were black people. I noticed that.
Were they fat?
I was seeing it from like CTV footage, and it was kind of far away, and I couldn't really tell. It was a little blurry. You could just tell black from brown. That was kind of how I was telling what was even happening.
It'd be fun
the
to zoom in on them,
implants,
and
right?
we could guess by what we think they need. Like this
they-
guy is for
Wait.
This
What do you
guy
mean?
need hair plugs. Like,
Oh, I see. I thought you meant like how. Okay, that
Were
makes
they
sense.
there for? So they were there for surgery.
More of a eugenic sort of approach. But
oh no!
No, I think
know,
Woody was nice and innocent.
No.
More of a hair plug joke.
when you say they, yeah, that wouldn't
Yeah.
make any sense. No, I think that's I've
That
looked at the
sucks.
prices before. I know we did some research whenever Wings was getting his gastric bypass surgery or sleeve, I should say, and Boogie, I think maybe with the teeth. We did some research at just how affordable it is down there, and it is pretty nuts. It's like, yeah, this
pretty
makes
sure
sense.
The Boogie T story is an American doctor.
It is.
Saw his problem and offered to give it to him for free in exchange for advertising.
Yeah,
I think that's how that went down.
you're spot on with that. You
Yeah.
are. But I think at the time, like because of that, I was doing research about Jesus. All right, what if we just go to Mexico instead? Could we do that rather than advertise our bloody gums on the internet for money?
It'd be funny.
Yeah, Boogie's way is funnier.
Ole!
Kyle, you turned me onto a forum a long time ago, but you probably remember what it's called. It's like all these plastic surgeries with horrible outcomes. Like they're
Oh.
just
Is it a subreddit?
totally ruined. Yeah,
Botched.
surgeries.
botched surgeries. I need to look at that again because it's such an unrealistic way to look at plastic surgery, to literally seek out and go like badplasticsurgery.com. But oh my God, how could you see someone else's ass giving into necrosis and then be like, no, yeah, I do want to save the 11 grand. I'm gonna pursue this.
Mm.
Well,
Have you
I'd
seen those
like to
pictures
know.
where like the flesh is rotting?
but I didn't
Yeah.
associate it with like other country and less expensive medical care. Like,
Oh, I definitely do. I feel like
You
the
might be
U.S. probably
right.
isn't doing that, or maybe they just
oh,
keep it under wraps better. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen enough Hollywood celebrities to know that bad plastic surgery happens in America.
Yeah, but
So
like the bad ones in
I-
America that you can see is like that lady's lips look so unnatural and terrible, and how could she have done that to herself? She looks ridiculous. The ones you see
Again.
from like Brazil is like this woman is losing her lower left leg, like
Hmm.
because of a blood infection or some shit.
Yeah.
Disgusting. If you
Pretty
guys were to
cool.
get one procedure, what would you do?
I want a third arm. I mean, I feel like I could get.
Any
and that's why you
procedure
have
that
to go to
doesn't
another
exist,
country.
or-
No, they're going
Where
to
do you get
attach my
the third
rib
one, you
cage
murderer?
to my rib cage like Goro. And now that I have a third arm, I'll
Goro
be able
has
to
four
work.
arms. You're
With
not
my
even going
new
all the
arm,
way.
Yeah, pussy.
I can't afford it. Okay, I'm going to be honest. They're
Give me
$500,000
a half a
each.
Goro, Doc.
I'm leveraged. All right. With the third arm, though, I'll be able to earn the fourth arm and go full Goro.
Over time, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Parlay it. Okay, two non-functional shitty arms. I
They
think.
work. They work.
Skin flaps.
They absolutely work. I'll be able to do. Oh my God! Imagine the double dumbbell rows. Holy shit! I'll
You'd
look
be
like a huge, like a.
You'll be the talk of the gym.
You'd need
Oh.
to.
You could just get
All right,
fake arms caught with like hinges.
Yeah.
Sew some new sleeves
a-
on your shirt, like the Jackson 5 guys.
Anchor
Like a
arms.
spider Halloween costume.
Yeah. It's a whole new workout I do. It's called the Goro workout. You lift twice as much weight, and it looks awesome.
And they get mad if you do it at the mall. Like
I need 2 spotters for this bench. Okay, how much is on the lower bench?
you're spending twice as much on gym equipment.
I've always wanted to get hair plugs on my penis. Do you
The
think they
penis
do
itself?
that?
Like on the head of it.
cover it. So like the whole thing looks like Cousin
Just-
It from the Addams Family.
This is
You
a
could.
great idea.
Yeah, you absolutely
like
could.
that.
Have you seen those people like maybe in China or probably India? India has a lot of it. Like with that disease where they grow hair out of everywhere.
Yes,
They're
I
called
have
like
seen
wolf
that.
people, and they're like their nose grows hair, their eyelids grow hair. I bet they've got dick hair. So it's
Are they called
possible.
wolf people? Taylor?
That is what they're. That is
call
that is the preferred nomenclature. Yes. They don't have a lobby, so it doesn't matter. there's like 6 of them, and they're just howling somewhere in the woods.
What would you guys get?
I'd get that Chinese surgery to get like 7 inches taller, where they shatter my legs.
Oh, dude, I know.
I want to be
I know a
6'7".
Yeah, this guy who called into my show
chins.
did that. He went
Yeah.
to India and he was there for like 8 months, or maybe it wasn't that long. I don't know if it was 8 weeks or months, but he got like 3 inches on his height, and now I see it on Instagram all the time. These before and
Really?
afters of doctors. I assume in LA, they put this huge screw, this like long metal rod that has a screw in it, and it always separates all day with some kind of magnetic system. Like they crank it every day to grow your bones. It's really fucking wild, man.
It seems
It
painful.
sounds terrible.
Yeah,
it seems like
it
it's like
does.
medieval torture.
I would want a surgery that's a little easier to recover from than the growth surgery.
Yeah.
And so the first thing that pops into my head, liposuction. Like, oh man, fucking carve out those abs. It's so hard to get the kind of abs that I desire. And like every so often I'll visit like adjacent to really ripped. Like my abs now are what I call emerging abs. Like they're like,
You got abs, man.
I have abs, but they could be squarer, right? And sometimes when I'm almost there, like you know, they're really showing through. But to get like that bottom part, the last 2 of the 6-pack, I like a solid 4-pack and then a 5th one that's combined by the belly button. But the thing is, liposurgery is incredibly painful to recover from. I think it's less painful to lose that last bit of body fat than it is to have the surgery. My wife had facial cosmetic surgery, like, I don't know, September or something like that. And one of the things she did, she had fat grafted into her face. So it turns out as you age, you get like skinnier below your eyes, and to make yourself more youthful, they put that back. All right, cool. Well, the donor site was like her hips or something, and that was the worst part of the recovery. Like that hurt her for 8 weeks later, or something
How did it turn out? She got fat from her hips put under her eyes?
Yeah, it turned out great. Yeah.
Wow.
It looks good. Every so often I look at it, I'm like, you look really pretty. Like it catches my attention. Yeah.
I hope you say that out loud.
I do, yeah.
I'd
And
like to get some cheek fat removal. I could be a donor. Like I got big old chubby cheeks.
Everyone on earth, like Genghis Khan, they've all got Taylor's cheek fat in them.
Yeah, and I just keep replenishing more with my diet. It's an infinite supply.
Chicago's scary. I would hate to. I love the food in Chicago, but every time I don't know, look into the shootings there, it's the Wild West, and it just doesn't get reported. It's a scary place.
You definitely gotta not go in. Like, there's a couple neighborhoods that you just stay away from as much as possible. Just hang out by rich people. They don't get shot in Chicago.
You can listen to the police scanners of anywhere in the country. When there's websites that allow you to do this. I know, because I remember when the Boston thing happened, we were so plugged. I don't think there had ever been a news story that we were so personally injected in, because I had my laptop open with multiple police scanners going when they were looking for the last guy, when they were having like the shootout and standoff or whatever, where one of them died by getting ran over by his brother or whatever. There's Arnaev guys. And I'm listening to all the bands, and they're like, yeah, we're going down Smith Street. Like, you can listen to them coordinate and like move in on this shooting. And like, it was so cool to be that far ahead. You do that and you tune into Chicago any night of the week. Holy shit. It's rough stuff. It's every couple minutes. There's something. And like, if you're a cop, it's like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to be a cop, period, but that's a war zone.
Yeah, no, it's terrifying. And when you see the murder statistics coming out of Chicago, you have to realize like 4 times as many of that were actually shot. Like, that's just the people who died from it. Like, because when you look at gun crime throughout the country and you look at the amount of gun murders versus the amount of like gun assaults, it's massively higher. And so you think about that and you're like, damn. If you were just in South Chicago for the night, just with the mic out, all you just hear is pop, 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 pop. Every couple minutes. Ugh, what a mess.
Is it that bad? Is the shooting in Chicago really that extreme? I so many times I question what I'm seeing on the news, and I don't know what the score is. Like, you can watch Fox News and they'll tell you the city of Chicago, the city of New York, they smell like urine and poop. The subways in New York are covered with human excrement, that it's this big mess, that the whole thing is terrible. And like, I've been to New York. It's not like that.
I think the US is already at around 50 or it was either 55 or 65 mass shootings. That's more than we've had days of the year.
What's a mass shooting?
Exactly. Now look, I don't like it when they call anytime. Do you know the exact criteria they use?
It's different. There's multiple definitions depending on the department and depending on the level of government. Like, if you're talking state governments versus federal.
I suppose the point is that oftentimes when you hear what's considered a mass shooting, most people in the public would go, that's not my definition. I would think maybe a little bit crazier than that. That being said, that is a real indication of the amount of multiple gun shootings there are out there. This isn't an instance of like an accidental discharge or like a police related thing. This is like a gunfight or something happened, right?
Yeah. So most mass shootings that are talked about, when they do that, where there's one mass shooting a day or 2 a day or whatever it is, that's usually it involves a shooting with 4 or more victims of some sort. And it doesn't involve deaths necessarily, right? So lots of this is connected to gang and drug activities in inner cities. because you'll have multiple people who are victimized by mass shooting. And I think under some of the definitions, if someone is injured by some other thing in the course of a shooting, it counts as one of the casualties or injuries for a mass shooting. But
Which
I was looking,
makes a little sense. You know, you holding up 3 people, you hit one of them with the gun, you kick another one in the stomach, and she miscarries, and then you shoot 2 people. Let's say there were 5 victims to this mass shooting. You know, you've done crazy damage here.
Let's say I'm in a bank, I shoot one guy, and then 3 more get hurt as they stampede out the door. Mass shooting.
it depends.
Now we're getting back to Heather Heyer, right? And my thoughts on that whole fiasco.
Oh, shit.
When she had a heart attack because that man was committing that act of terrorism.
Be very careful how you talk about that one.
I phrased it pretty well, don't you think?
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Yeah, James Fields.
I stayed safe.
Yeah. To give you okay, so I pulled up the crime stats from Chicago PD. This is February 6th through February 12th of this year. There were 46 shooting incidents.
That's a long time.
In a week?
A whole week? Is it a leap year?
I mean,
6 a day. 6 a day.
It's a big town.
That is a pretty bad stat.
Yeah.
It's like Honduras levels of shooting.
right? And he didn't
So,
dig into the
say
worst
that, but
week in Chicago history. This is just last
This is
week.
last week. Yeah, over the last 28 days, it's 152.
Yeah.
Which is down 4% over 2022.
Yeah.
Good
There
job.
we go. You know, small victories. I'm sure that's not a statistical anomaly, and it won't surge right back. You know.
It's,
What's the mayor
it's-
there? Is she the Lightfoot lady?
yeah.
Or something Lightfoot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
Lori
like to give
Lori
people-
Lightfoot.
I don't like to give people a hard time about their physical appearance, but
Yeah, absolutely.
Beetlejuice.
thank you. See, he gets it. I mean, goodness.
She always looks so surprised.
It's like Don King and Beetlejuice had a baby, and
Zach,
they
can we
got.
please have a picture of this woman?
Oh my goodness! And
Oh
look,
my God.
and look,
Yeah,
I'll be
like
the
a
first
baby
one
with
to-
fetal alcohol syndrome.
and I'll play both sides. You can line up the governor of Arkansas, Huckabee's daughter, and that's a rough looking lady.
Always
too.
one eye on the prize, that lady.
Always one eye on the prize.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness,
Cool.
she is.
The hair is like, was she late? Like, so
She makes me feel better.
no
about
one
my
goes
5
out with their hair like that and is like, yeah, this is what I was going for.
She was late, but you think it's today. It was actually to the genetic lottery.
She lost the hairline lottery.
Well,
With,
that's a handsome looking fella right there.
Well, anyway,
she is not.
It's like one of those
Joker.
lizards who's looking in multiple directions at the same time.
Yeah,
Like their eyes are just kind of
Oh.
going.
Maybe she didn't know she was going out when they took this
It's-
picture.
she's holding a microphone.
Maybe she thought she was staying home this day.
She's holding a microphone behind her. I love that. Oh yeah, I bet they surprised her taking her garbage out. She's holding a microphone with an American flag behind her. That was her best look. They're like, all right, Miss Lightfoot, let's get you looking right. And they spent time, and that's what they came up with. Anyway, just a hard person to look at. I don't really know anything
Brutal.
about her policies other than they seem to be ineffective. Or maybe I'm wrong, and without her there, it would have literally turned into one of those like
Mad
remember
Men.
no,
Escape
you
from
were
New
right
York,
the first time.
where they just turned Manhattan Island into like a prison.
That is true because
Like,
when she took charge of the city, like crime dropped dramatically.
did it, Taylor?
No, no, it's actually gone up a bit.
Well, I don't know much
Has
about
it?
it. You live kind of near there. Do you? If I were you,
Yeah.
I'd be like wandering into Chicago for a pizza. Like I would drive to Chicago and get a pizza.
Well, I mean,
Like,
it's
it would be
5
one-
hours from St. Louis. Like
That's
what I'm
something
saying.
for a Missourian.
That's what I'm saying. It's within like
that's nothing for a Missourian. I'll pop to the beach and back. You know,
Okay,
nice
so-
little day trip to South Carolina.
I do 5 hours for pizza. For that
I don't
pizza.
like deep dish that much.
All right, so Lori Lightfoot serves since 2019, right, as the mayor of Chicago.
Okay.
So this crime statistics page, it has the percentage change over the past, last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. So she takes office 4 years ago. Gun shooting incidents in Chicago are up only 58% since then. Just the 58% though.
58. That's like an F. It's not that bad. It's not like 100%. You know, that would be an A plus in failure.
You'd think
like,
she would have found a way to like view the stats from a different angle or something, like not exactly cook the books, but maybe just redefine certain crimes as other crimes and like cook the stats a little.
I think they already do that, right?
Maybe they're doing that and still there's a 50% uptick. I don't know. It's scary. Like
total crime is up 66%. The best one though is motor vehicle theft, which is up only 283% since she took office.
Jesus Christ. Is she like holding like stay in your homes, everyone? It's criminal party hour. Like
I was
your
gonna
top
say,
three.
you guys are looking at this from the wrong angle. Is the cuck liberal in the group here? You're forgetting how many free cars are in Chicago now, right? You're looking at it like a victim. Man up, get yourself a car.
just steal one.
Just right there. It's like those scooters. It's that new city scooter program. You just open a car and you turn it on, you take it. And you leave it where you go. Use someone else's credit card to pay for it. Put it in the slot.
Mm-hmm. That's the future of commerce. All stealing. Everything is stealing. And you'll be your wealth will be decided by agility and speed rather than hard
Like
work
the
and
old
stick-to-itiveness. Yeah, like the old days of the cavemen. Whoever threw the rock the best probably got the most pussy.
You think so?
Yeah, because he would have killed this competition with his good rock throwing.
And the women would be unconscious.
You ever see?
Well, they would have been so impressed by it. Like they would have wanted to get the best genes, the best rock throwing genes, so that their sons could,
Yeah, your way doesn't need an attorney.
No, my way doesn't need an attorney.
Well, it probably still does.
I love how like within there's a little bit of having Nick on. He's like, oh, if you just have like a stats page pulled up, the way we do things here is like that doesn't sound right, buddy. Hey, I'm giving that the old sniff test. No, I'm not looking into it. No, I won't Google it. Yeah, there's another monitor right here. I will not Google it. But it doesn't sound right.
It is true that one of the leading causes of death in our country is fucking fentanyl. And it seems like Mexican drug cartels and China, to some extent, are responsible for that. So I'm all for declaring those cartels terror groups or whatever we need to call them, and then dropping bombs over there. Because why not? I like
especially on Mexico
fireworks show.
I'm a dumbass. I don't know what happens if Mexico gets mad at us, but
Fuck all.
It seems like we could kill Mexican criminals, and Mexican politicians might be like, well, what are you going to do?
Just send a bunch of SEAL Team 6s down there?
No, airstrike. That's what Vivek was talking about. Like a lot of people on the Republican side are talking about airstriking them because we know where they are. It's not it's Afghanistan and the cartels hide in caves. They're like, over there.
There will be, though. You lay some airstrikes, and in 6 weeks, they'll be underground and hidden, and they have unlimitless money.
I mean, they have to do something about
more than likely what they will do is they'll just turn over their leadership, make a deal with us, and not put fentanyl in their cocaine anymore, because that's what we want. We're okay with them selling the cocaine, clearly.
We just need better products.
They need to make better cocaine
product. Well, you know what? Alternatively,
the American way is installing a super drug leader who is like just sells
a
cocaine
drug czar
and doesn't adulterate it.
Hot take, I'm okay with fentanyl in there. You just have to tell people what the dosages are so that they don't hurt themselves. The problem is when you sneak, fentanyl's amazing. When you sneak in
drug,
unknown amounts of fentanyl to get people a little extra high.
Yeah, you don't want fentanyl. It's too easy to fucking die.
What do they give you before surgery? It might be fentanyl.
I don't know.
He's talking about the stuff that makes you feel like silly and happy and like you don't mind being killed right now.
Well, fentanyl's killed like what? It's like in the six figures.
It's because
I only know because you always say
they think it might be propofol. They think they're taking one thing and they're getting something else.
Yeah.
You should be able to buy fentanyl and just dose it properly.
And like I think some people think of it as like, oh, it's those heroin users, and they that could never affect me. But sometimes it's pills. Like somebody will just be buying like
it's like a fake pressed Xanax.
Yeah, they're looking for a party drug or like a chill the fuck out drug or just like take the edge off. Something it's often like kids. It'll be some 17-year-old that thought he was getting Xanax or thought he was getting something recreational, and he just dies. You know, so I'm all for the airstriking thing because I think that's fucking cool. And at least we'd be using our military for something that matters. Like
Something
It's
that's
been a long
directly
time
impacting hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands of Americans, killing them.
Yeah, you
Boys,
know,
we don't do that in this country. All right,
Yeah, we
don't
gotta
help
we gotta
people.
protect Ukraine.
Yeah,
We gotta
Get
pony
with it,
up for
Kyle.
Ukraine.
And
Look, you
we need to kill
isolationist
Palestinians
fucking
for some reason.
fascist loving Woody.
Yeah.
That's so funny to be like, you fascist, you don't want to impose our military might on whole regions of the world. What are you?
Where the good guys
What are
clearly
you gay?
Oh, come on. Come on now. If these were video game like countries, you'd be all for this. It's only because it's our tax dollars that are at stake that you care. That you're taking this side.
That
Because
we
it's
have a financial
come
stake
on.
in it as Americans. Yes, that
clearly
does
the
make me
Russians
care
attack
about
the
it more.
Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians are saying, leave us alone. And we're saying,
And we're
we'll help you out.
saying you fund it forever.
Yeah,
No,
well, as
none
long
of
as we
that.
need
Taylor,
to.
a couple decades, you exaggerate.
Couple decades, and then eventually we'll pull out, and nothing
Yeah.
will have changed.
We want to lose wars very slowly.
We are the number one country on earth at losing wars slowly. No one comes close. We're the absolute best at it. Swish after swish after swish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll have a banging KD ratio during the loss.
During the loss, we do not play the objective.
Maybe have you ever considered our objectives are different though? Like I bet we're profiting all the while, and I bet we're racking
We're
up those
not.
kills. I feel like our soldiers are so fucking good. Somebody mentioned Italy's military the other day. I think it was one of those fantasy realms. All right, another fantasy story. We'll get off the politics a little bit. Here's the good fantasy story. You'll like this one, Taylor. Like the humans are invaded by elves, dwarves, and orcs.
Okay,
Like,
I'm in.
Turns out all that shit was real, and they exist in another dimension that's like right against our dimension, however that works.
Yeah.
And they open these portals and fucking invade, and they've got dragons, and they are burning Americans, the Mexican cities. They
Is it
invade in like
modern day?
Portugal. Yes, it's like modern day. And so like the dwarves are attacking like Southeast Asia, I think, like burning villages, and their dragons are eating people. And I think maybe the elves are in Mexico, and they conquered like already a third of Mexico in this crazy war with their dragons burning everything. And then like the US military shows up and they just kill them all. They've got F-18, so they
Were
murder
they
all the
allied?
dragons.
I
were
was
the
like,
orcs and
dragons
the
have a
elves
range
and-
of like
Yeah,
70
it was a
feet.
coordinated attack.
A
Like
70-foot range
Oh, that's
attack
not
in
canon.
air battles is not, it's nothing.
That's
It's
terrible.
great.
Yeah.
At first, I'm listening to it and I'm like, damn, I wish our militaries could do something about this. And then they're like, and then the military showed up. And the dwarves couldn't really do much about that because they had
Yeah.
machine guns. And
Dude, I'm pretty sure the cartels could have handled that.
At the end of the story, they're like, and now I'm in the army, and I'm on a troop transport looking through our own portal at their purple, filthy sky. We're going in. And it's like, oh man, I kind of want to see. That's the kind of movie that I wish that I would actually watch. Like that sounds fun to me, that like the elves and the orcs invaded our realm and they made a huge mistake, like Pearl Harbor, and then like we're just not gonna show mercy.
Well, the
We're going
movie
to go
would be
exterminate
like
them.
the elves and the dwarves started invading because the orcs had taken over their homeland, and then there was some sort of stalemate reached, and the agreement was that the modern army would have to go back and join them to fight the orcs, and only then
Not
would they
that.
stay in their own domain.
No, I want to kill them all. I like to kill them all.
wrong
I'm
with
feeling
the
very
dwarves and the
xenophobic
elves?
of late. That's another thing I like about those Helldiver games in general, just the pure xenophobia of it all. They like kill them all, anything that isn't a human.
So I personally did not join any gangs. The Talladega medium high security had a lot of independents. So you have cars, which is basically a gang of people that aren't in a gang.
Yeah, it's like
the
an
best way of
Oz, the
describing
weird
it.
people. Yeah.
Pretty much. Yeah, you got the cliques that stick together, but then cars are also divided by region, like the North Mississippi car, the Mississippi car as a whole. You know, like I was from Mississippi and I'm in prison in Alabama. I'm technically already in the Mississippi car. But Talladega had a lot of independents in that car. And so basically what you do is you go to the guy that is the shot caller for the independents. They don't really need a shot caller because they don't do anything.
Mhm.
The independents don't start any bullshit. Show him your paperwork. I'm not a snitch. I'm not a sex offender, whatever. He says, okay, cool. Here's where we sit in the chow hall. Make sure you're riding with us. And then if you do have any problems, for example, one time I went to buy stamps from a gang member and he tried to short me about $20 worth of stamps. Instead of me handling that and getting killed by all of them, I went and talked to my shot caller. He went and talked to their shot caller. They got me the money. the dude fessed up, was like, yeah, okay, I miscounted. It was an accident. They gave me the money. No problems. No issues happened. And that's essentially as far as the protection went. You just can't really haul off and go fight somebody on your own terms, because if they're in a gang, then they can all focus on you. And then I don't have anybody, that's got my back. Now it's 250 people versus me, and I'm obviously going to die. My kidney's going to be on the floor or whatever. So no, I didn't have to join a gang. I'm not affiliated with any gang. I did not bang like I was tough in there. I don't try to, talk tough out here. I kept my head down, played guitar, spent an unfortunate amount of time getting high the first time that I was locked up, and minded my business, man. I did not ever feel the need for protection or anything.
Were there any? It seems like most of the fights you got in were in the cell itself. Were there any big brawls you were a part of, like in the main area or anything, or did you steer clear of that sort of thing?
No, I didn't get involved in any brawls, but there were a couple of them. One time do I say gang names? One time there was a gang from Southern California that's primarily Hispanic. They got into it with the Puerto Ricans at our prison, and that shit was wild. I think like 40 dudes went to the shoe. I'm pretty sure they had to go put a bunch of people in the shoe at the camp or something like that. No, y'all come to ours, don't you? They had to move them somewhere else, because there were so many people. It was like 28 Puerto Ricans and like 20 Mexicans, like just an absolute mob of people, because they were playing soccer up on the soccer pitch, right in full view of the sniper hill over there, directly across from the soccer pitch. Kyle, could y'all see the sniper hill from where y'all were? The big dirt hill with the truck on top of it?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I guess you guys were a little farther. I had a vague direction of where y'all were from us, but I wasn't sure exactly where it was.
Yeah, it's just over there.
Yeah,
although, like,
they
when
say
I
the camp's over there.
Yeah, like when I checked in, I there's only one X-ray machine, and it's up there. So like,
right,
that processing part.
The sniper tower hill, whatever you want to call it, overlooks like a softball field and then the soccer field. And dude, I saw a Puerto Rican dude like single-handedly take out 3 of these Hispanic dudes. Holy shit! Like, I mean, they didn't bring out knives; they kept it skins. Like, all they did was just beat the shit out of each other. When I say they beat the shit out of each other, the way that white Crip stopped on me, they didn't have any of that stopping bullshit. They had no bitch in their blood, as they would have said, because I saw this dude. I'll just call him Bodie, because that's like the name for Puerto Ricans, Bodie, Boricua. And man, he turned around and elbowed a dude in the jaw. He went spinning. It looked like an action movie. Like, how an action movie is like, it looks like a hard hit, but realistically, they wouldn't just fall on the floor and just like be dead like that. Yeah. This guy was actually like straight murdering these guys. Like, he spun around and threw an elbow into this dude's jaw, and I mean, like, it knocked his eyebrows to the back of his neck, and he spun a pirouette 360 and just fell on the ground and stopped. I mean, just like it was just like a movie. Like, I knew it was a hard hit, don't get me wrong, but this dude, eyes rolled
and
back.
then they moved on to the other two.
Right. Yeah. There was another dude running at him, and I still remember this dude's nickname because I was actually kind of friends with this dude, and I didn't know that he either cannot fight or he can't fight nearly as good as this Puerto Rican dude can. And he came running up, and they actually he got a swing or two, and I'm telling you, this Puerto Rican dude was dumpy, bro. He looked like a dumpling, like shapeless. He looked like a thumb, like he wasn't in any kind of good shape. Big toe looking ass dude. He wasn't muscular or nothing. He was kind of blobby. And he was so swift, dude. This Mexican came over there and started throwing bows at him, and he was. I mean,
he was so swift.
Hey, the dude was missing his front 2 teeth. He was moving so fast I could have heard the shit whistling, bro. This dude is bobbing and weaving on his ass, and he pelted this dude in the face like 4 times, and he went down. He fell on his ass first, and then he kind of flopped to the side. And 100%, I saw it in slow motion. He got hit like 3 or 4 times, like that Kevin Hart joke with the Kevin. He hit me twice. I'm fighting octopus. You remember that?
Yeah.
He gets dinked, and I see the surprise on his face. He gets dinked again and falls on his ass, and I saw the look on his face. Play possum. And he just flopped over. He just flopped over the side. He's like, I ain't ready for Bodie. And then he went on to the next guy, and I'm really happy that none of them pulled out knives, because this particular gang, I think, has a rule about carrying knives with them pretty much everywhere. But nobody got slaughtered that I know of. But I know it was a shit show in that shoe trying to keep those guys separated from each other, because we could hear them hooting and hollering all the way to the hole. They'd bring a Puerto Rican, and 10 steps behind them, they'd bring a Mexican. And they'd be, pinche loco, vato, yo tengo una pinche cuchara aquí, vato. Like, they were shit talking to each other all the way to the shoe. Just like saying, like, I hope they put us in the same cell. And
what
shit
does
like
the
that.
loser say? Hey, I'm almost 1/3 as tough as you.
Yeah, wall hack.
I'm 28% as tough as that guy. The swiftest fat guy you've ever seen.
That's the best thing, though, is that y'all know the Mexicans were the ones that were doing all the woofing, because they were the ones that just got steamrolled. The Puerto Ricans didn't have shit else to say. They were like, we did it. We handled that business. And I don't know where they trained this dumpy Puerto Rican dude. Let me tell you, man, he was McGregor's understudy or something. This dude pieced them up. And I'm totally positive the second guy went down just to, like, you know what? I got my ass kicked enough for them to know that I was involved. I'm just going to lay here now.
Right.
I'm good.
I'm
I don't
already
have to
look
take
like
that
I
anymore.
tried.
I can show my missing tooth in case they say you didn't fight hard enough. So like it's
don't wanna lose
all the
another one.
Mexicans and all the Puerto Ricans are fighting are like all the white and black guys like, man, this is wild.
Back up.
Just watching.
Back up. Back up. Get out of
So
the
it's
way.
all the white and black guys are just watching a Mexican versus Puerto
Yeah,
Rican
back up
fight.
and hit the dirt. You back up and take a knee. You back up is far enough to be safe, and then you take a knee because you already know they're going to tell you to anyway. So
Was
you're just
anybody
basically sitting there like, I hope they don't notice this for a while. But of course, within 10 seconds, all units respond to the wreck yard. All units respond to the wreck yard. Situation in play. Inmates on the ground. Code red. Inmates on the ground. And then we're all laying on the ground like looking up from the dirt down here like, hey, did you see Bodie? Hey, Bodie took out 3 of them. Damn.
Is it like all the white and black guys? Are they like cheering certain sides and like, oh, that's a huge hit? Like
I wouldn't
it's a
say
UFC
cheering,
fight?
but there's the oohs, you know, like the collective ooh. Like when that dude caught that elbow that twisted his neck all the way around, like the whole I'm pretty sure that every single eyeball was on that fight out of all the fights, and he got domed in front of the whole fucking prison. Everybody you hear just the worst thock noise, just a thoo and just ooh.
You know what I've always thought?
But no, man, overall, I got really lucky with my cellmates. When I first got to Talladega, fresh off the bus from prison, they put me in a cell with 2 very large, muscular black dudes. Did not care. I was cool with that. The white dudes came in the cell and they said, hey, we know you're new to prison or whatever. They could already tell because I said, yes, I don't care. They asked you, are you okay with selling outside of your race? To which I said, I don't care. I didn't know I was supposed to say no, don't sell me outside of my race.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, look, we're not like trying to put you in a gang or nothing, man, but there's certain ways that things work in prison and we can't have you in here with these black dudes. Like, you're all good, man, but there's a cell that's over here with this Puerto Rican and this Mexican dude, and you should probably move over there. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not trying to join your gang or nothing. They're like, no, we know. This is how it works in prison. They were cool about it. They just said, something happens with a black dude and a white dude in a cell. It looks bad on everybody. We just don't do that here. So they put me in a cell with a Puerto Rican and a Mexican dude.
So you
The 2
didn't
black
have to be with a
dudes-
white guy. You just couldn't be with a black guy.
Right, exactly. Yeah, they didn't care if
I didn't see that
who I
coming.
celled with as long as it wasn't black dudes is what their perspective on it was. So they moved me into a cell with a Puerto Rican that racked up $900 bill in debt money for drugs and checked into the shoe, self-submitted to the shoe, checked in with a bunch of debt. And
then
a
you just
Mexican that
protect-
later we
protect
found out was snitching on everybody and was telling on people in the units where they were hiding the wine and stuff like that. So they moved me out of a cell with 2 black dudes that did all their time, went home in good standing from the prison rec yard, didn't check in, no issues, nothing like that. And they moved me into a cell that's supposed to be better for the white guys or whatever, where this dude's a rat and a check-in. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I like just for like informational purposes and research, and like people on Discord are always sharing stuff with me. God, my search history is insane. All the weird goofball shit. People are sending me cartel videos. Here's my problem with cartel videos. Okay, like we've all seen 1 or 2 in our time.
Right, of course,
on this horrific planet. How do you feel about? What's the word I'm looking for? What do you say when someone sends you a dick pic that you didn't want? It's a unsolicited. That's what I'm looking for. How do you feel about unsolicited
cartel video?
How do you feel about unsolicited cartel videos? Because
I'm not
I've got
interested.
someone. I'm not interested either. I'm frankly upset by it. I have,
They're a different level of shit.
Yeah.
dude. There's a guy on my Discord who I've known for quite some time, and he lives part-time in Mexico. He owns some properties in Mexico. And one time a while back, he was like, hey, look, I found some severed heads in my backyard. Looks like the cartel got them. And it's a bunch of rotten human heads in his backyard. They look like potatoes at first glance. It was bizarre. And we were all like, dude, we really don't, that's upsetting. You know, we
Yeah,
don't
like we
seeing-
really didn't need to be like, all right, cool.
We really prefer it when we just kind of like lightheartedly joke about the cartel and you and all that. We don't need it to get real because you just sent us cell phone photos that you just now took. He's like, no, I'll go show you right now. Let me go. Click, 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 click.
Yeah, it's like cognitive
Forward to
dissonance.
Kyle.
Like you're like when you joke when you joke about it, there's like a level of protection between you and the thing that's real. That's the
now
joke
my
right
number's
there.
in his phone and
Right.
he's sending
And
me
he's
cartel
sending you
stuff.
these fucking.
Now the
you have
cartel has
evidence.
his phone.
You have
I'll be
evidence.
honest. I haven't heard from him in about 3 months.
He's dead. Yeah.
I haven't seen. I won't say it. You know, whatever, Mr. Mex. That's close enough. In the Discord in quite some time. I'm a little concerned. Dude used to play PUBG a lot. Hadn't seen him lately. Maybe he went back down to Mexico. But last time I did hear from him, unsolicited cartel videos. people getting burnt alive and cut up and chainsawed, and like, you know, they take the face off and the fingers and they display them like it's some sort of like crab thing with the face on top. They make it
Yeah,
really...
those are like the weird ones. Like, well, I'm okay. None of them are normal, but the ones where like they don't just put the head there, they'll like
Yeah.
have the feet to the side and then like the hands in the front, and then it's just a face peeled back, like the top of a pudding, and they just lay it there on the pavement, and it's just a fucking human face laying there, looking with dead eyes, like it. Well, no eyes, rather. Like it's. They're very, very fucking scary.
I can tell you that there's, you know, during the stint of growing up where everybody's like, you know, when you're 15, 16, 17, like, I am desensitized. I promise you, I have ran the gauntlet and back, and like, I feel good. The one video that always, not even always, I saw it once and it's burned into my memory. And there was like maybe it was like Ukraine or whatever. There's a couple of these types of videos, but this guy got beheaded, like very much so live, and just it was just terribly brutal. It was, the knife was not sharp enough nor big enough. And I was like, this is just the worst thing that I have ever accidentally stumbled upon, and I will actively avoid doing this ever again. And so all of those things just bother me, and the cartel are way too good at what they do to like make it a spectacle instead of like, this guy got beheaded. You already know that this was just an incredibly, as painless as a beheading could be, it was the exact opposite of that. So it's just like very uncomfortable.
Dude, if I'm gonna get beheaded by a mafia, I want it to be the Yakuza, because they'll use
Why?
a super sharp katana.
Oh yeah, katana.
And it'll just be like, I'll be looking back up at my body, falling over, and I'll be like, that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought. Will be my
it's
last
like, wow,
thought.
it just really sucks.
Yeah.
Versus like, yeah, just like 30 seconds of it happening.
Have you seen or read those like old stories when they used to like guillotine people in France? And it's like, noted researcher Francois fucking Lepew asked Mary
behead him,
Duke of Richmond to blink twice after she was beheaded, and then like the extent of the trying to figure it out was like literally they chop her head off, and real quick fucking Pierre runs over and grabs it, and like he'll see like blinking there, and it's like, oh well, I guess there's a little bit of brain activity.
Like it makes sense, right? Like you as a human can understand that if you're severing your head, unless like for whatever reason it just immediately knocks you out or whatever, like your brain does not die immediately. That's like why if your heart stops beating, it's not like, all right, well that's it, boys, like pack it up, call it a day. You have enough stuff. But if you don't go into shock, if you don't, you know, go unconscious, whatever it is, I don't know if we're ever gonna figure this out without like in like a lot of testing, or I don't even know how you do this, but like you're alive in my mind for at least
like
enough time to know, fuck, my head did just get cut off, and then you're dead, right? Like there's enough time to be like, God damn it.
Yeah, and like like what is there to gain from that research?
Like,
You know,
well,
like,
I guess we know
what's the
now.
big thing?
It's like I guess
But
we
like
know.
oh, Chiz, I think it was the Soviets actually. I know the video you're talking about. Like there's that creepy video. I think it was Soviets back in the day who like beheaded a dog, and there's just a dog head laying on like a metal operatory like rolling table like you'd see in the hospital, and it's plugged in to like a bunch of different, you know, whatever the fuck medical machines, and it's like a dog like not quite breathing, but like it's alive, and it's just the head of a dog laying there being kept alive by these like Soviet
Straight Futurama
machines.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah, it would be like, I can't imagine a more horrifying existence for a dog than that, or for a human. If I'm ever just a head, kill me.
Yeah. I mean, just like, yeah.
Unless I get a
just-
cool robot body that I can enact my will upon weak mortals with. That would be cool.
You
Still be
seen
fun.
that guy who won in Argentina? That far right. I can't.
heard
I
about
don't
The
it.
guy
know.
with
What
the
is it?
crazy hair.
Wild hair, mutton
I love
chop,
that
like
hair.
Elvis type thing.
Yeah.
He speaks like Hitler, and I mean that in a good
Which
way.
country is it?
Okay,
Argentina.
Argentina.
Argentina?
Argentina.
Zach,
Remember when
picture-
Hitler would be like fucking sweating, and like he's 4 hours into a 12-day speech, and he's just
Yeah.
and you're
Yeah,
like,
that guy
"Fuck,
had
whatever he's saying, I'm on
energy.
board." This guy has that same hardcore white man energy. Okay, like he means what he's saying. He won, and that guy. He looks like a dark. He looks like the new Doctor Who.
He does. That'd be perfect.
From
Yeah,
the
this
Doctor
guy
Who
is
from the
not
70s.
threatening looking at all. I did see a clip of him where he like, I guess in like Spanish, it has like all these little placards of like Department of Education, Department of Human Resources, Department of this and that, and it's just him because I guess he's a hardcore libertarian, just being like, none of this one, getting rid of this, getting rid of this.
He already
one.
shut down their central bank, like his first day in office. It's just gone.
You know, he campaigned with a chainsaw. Like he's in the
I did
street
see
with a
that.
crowd behind him. Like I'm sure he's saying something about cutting through the red tape or cutting something like. There's a pun
Yeah,
there.
sure.
There's a pun there, I'm sure. But he's just like, no, and people look at him like, what the fuck?
I
This
want
is
to
the
see how
president?
this works out. I'm really curious about the experiment. Like, so here's
Hey,
my
if
take
it
on-
works, like everybody's gonna fucking start changing up their shit. They're gonna go, oh shit, the libertarians were right.
But
Okay.
if they are, I'm interested. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
picture. So here's my take on libertarians.
Look at the
I
woman.
think they're a lot like cats, right? They absolutely detest you. They fucking hate the owners, I'll call them, right? But they don't realize how completely dependent on the owners that they are. They don't realize the benefit of the goods and services that the owners are giving them. These cats think that they'd make great libertarians and they don't need this infrastructure, but you take it away from them and they will not make it. They will certainly not enjoy the same comfy lives that house cats have today. So libertarians, like, dude, you want the EPA. You want it. You think you don't. You think they're a pain in the ass. It's causing you problems. But wait till you have an energy industry that doesn't have an EPA. It'll fucking change your life. Let's see what happens. Let's see them get rid of the EPA or whatever the equivalent is, the Department of Education, this, that, and the other thing. If Argentina gets better, I'm wrong.
Let's
They
ask an
won't.
expert.
We wouldn't
Scraps,
copy
do you
it
want
anyway.
the EPA? You want the EPA?
He says no.
See, that cat,
No.
that cat's a
do not.
libertarian. It thinks it's doing all this on its own. But in reality, look at the infrastructure that it relies on.
I don't need no infrastructure. Fuck
He
the
relies on
infrastructure.
who's
They
going
want it
who's
now.
going to service that good kitty's anal glands.
Exactly.
Not the government.
Who's going to
It's
express
you.
the anal glands of this
Yeah.
cat?
I mean, like
Not
even
you,
if it
sir.
like went off without a hitch, and it's like, we don't need the EPA. Like we wouldn't copy that. Like the U.S. isn't going to suddenly disband a bunch of powerful organizations just because. Like look, we did what's that South America, El Salvador. They had like the worst gang problem in the on the globe, like gang violence. And then the leader of El Salvador was like, "We're going to." I don't know if he sounds like this. We are going
does.
to throw them all in jail. And then he threw them all in jail. And if you've seen their like crime graphs, their violent crime, it's like a cliff, just to
80%.
straight fall down. It turns out you lock all those people up, it stops happening. Like
And like
you
murders in
lock up gang
particular
people.
went down like a tremendous amount.
Yeah.
I saw
Like,
it on Reddit.
They showed
and
how
I
to
was in
solve
the-
it.
Where's this?
I was in
El
El
Salvador.
Salvador. I was reading the comments on Reddit. It's this picture of this room full of El Salvadorian prisoners, and they're all gang members. They all have gang
Don't they have the
tattoos.
videos of them all like in like lines?
Yeah,
being, like,
yeah.
let-
Yes.
that's
And they
shit's
call this guy a
wild.
fascist. It's ridiculous. He's getting rid of crime.
I mean, he rounded them up without. Like, he was just like, "Go get them all." Look, how do we know? You know.
Yeah, how do you know? I don't know, man. It's the guys with a bunch of skulls fucking
Yeah.
spray painted on their faces.
I don't know. It's a guy
Obvious.
who on their forehead it says "Murder Lords" in a tattoo. You'd lock that guy up, and like when I saw the picture of all of them locked up, I did not see any haphazard accountants who were on their way to work who were swept up in this. No,
There's just one guy
There
in a
was-
suit and tie going, "Hey, what the hey?"
Dude, they were shooting 1,000 on there.
There wasn't like a Jerry Smith in the group with like a suit and tie, looking confused amongst. No, everyone they all look the same down there for whatever reason. They've all got the exact
They all have
amount
the
of
same
Spanish
haircut,
in them. They're like very short. They all got the shaved head, probably because the prison shaves their heads for lice. But they all got the shaved head, and they're all tatted the fuck up. And they sit them in the most humiliating way. They're all like on their knees with their hands behind their back, but behind their back. But the guy behind them is so close that their hands are in his balls, like cupping that guy's balls. And they have them like in these rows. Everybody's on their knees, but slid right up behind one another. So the guy behind you's balls are in your hands. And it's just, must be 500 of them in the room. And I'm thinking like, man, if this place caught on fire, they'd never get them all up.
I don't think they're concerned with that. I think they're like, we're getting rid of violent crime no matter what.
And then I thought,
And they
I
did.
bet they made them get all out of their cells and get in this awful position just for the picture I'm looking at. Fuck
Yeah.
yeah, I love El Salvador.
What it shows to me is that what we need in America, easily 8 to 10 times as many jails. We
I think we should
septuple the amount of jails, then we can fix it right.
I disagree. I look forward to when we drop the whole
Dude.
pretense. I
El
look
Salvador
forward.
prisons are cuddly.
Yeah, they're
Very
intimate. That guy doesn't have pants on. That guy's bottomless.
Mm.
Wait,
Not his
you're
choice.
Right on the right.
No, that's the other guy's leg. I thought that was.
Just one naked guy slips in. He's like, "Ooh, I'm having the time of my
Zach, can you
life."
go back. I really thought there was a naked guy.
No, that was my mistake. It's the other
Taylor, you
guy's
need to
leg.
explain it to me because I can't unsee it.
Yeah, it's like one of those patterns, though. Once you see it,
Confusing
you won't be able to
perspective.
unsee it. See, you can see the knee of that guy bending.
Ah, the elephant has
Yes,
8
I see
legs.
that knee.
No, the other one behind it. That one. Yeah,
I
that's
see the
his
guy
knee.
behind him
You can
is
see his
covering his
pants.
shorts. I see.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But look
All
at the tats, right? Like there's no accountants mixed in, man. I'm sorry. They're
That's
all
what
scary
CPAs
tats
look
too.
like. They're probably from Jersey.
They got crying women tattoos.
Circling the one guy without any tattoos.
His whole face is a dragon, dude.
Yeah. You like move
guarantee
around it, but that
His
guy's
whole
gonna
face
stand
is a
up.
death mask.
Yeah, he's gonna stand up and have fucking SS.
That
symbols.
one guy was the best. They're batting 900. Not
Yeah.
Hey,
Nah, fuck these people. I don't care.
The
As long as
thing
it's not
is,
me.
though, we could never do this in America because, like, everybody would cry about, civil rights. Because, like,
We're
here's the
going
thing:
the other direction.
all these guys like have genuine fear that like the guards are going to beat the shit out of them. And in America, they would know, like, oh, the
MS-13 on
guards,
his head.
the guards can't touch me, so I'll just be an asshole and I'm not going to get in the line and I'm not going to squat down or whatever else.
Where
maybe
does this
we
say
hire
that?
some El
It says
Salvadorian
M
guards.
and then S on his ear.
Okay.
All these guys have definitely watched another guy like them
He
have
has
his
multiple
fucking
sclerosis.
face
Why
Why
broken
would you
in
get
various
Trejo now?
places.
How did Danny Trejo work his way in?
Hey,
That's
I,
racist.
I'm mostly
No,
just an
no.
actor. he's being
No, he was
fucking
in San Quentin. He did time.
Penguin March.
They saw him walking around and they went, "He's one of them. Bring him in."
No, I'm
Now
just
that's
shooting another
El
movie.
Salvador, but that's not related to the politician that just got elected, right?
No, that Argentina's that one. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, the weird thing about Argentina is everyone's, people in America are going, "Yeah, we got to do the same thing." Yeah. And meanwhile, Argentina's like, we need to dollarize our economy and have it based entirely on US dollars because the United States, fucking economic policy is the only rock that actually works. And I'm like, yeah, we should not do what Argentina's doing. They're doing that because they want our dollar to be their standard of currency so much. It's like we've figured out economics pretty well.
Why wouldn't
I believe it or not, I
right?
haven't followed the situation in Argentina closely at all.
Get your finger on the pulse down there, Taylor.
Yeah.
In Argentina,
football.
like everyone, I think Argentina's the country where it's like more people have United States dollars than they do Argentinian dollar, or like the most amount of American currency outside of America is held by Argentinians because they're like, yeah, because if you have an Argentinian dollar next week, it's worth 1/10 of an Argentinian dollar. Whereas if you just have a US dollar, you just hold on to it forever. And you're like,
American
hey,
cash
look
is
at my
great.
US dollar. It doesn't
like-
change price that
It's
often.
a gift
or-
certificate to any store on the planet.
Yes.
That's true.
They're like, do you want to get paid in $1 million fun bucks or one American dollar?
I
I'll
was
take the
watching-
one
I went
American
to
dollar.
Tunisia? I don't even know that
Tunisia.
African country. Tunisia. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, they take dollars there. They take
It's
USD.
funny you mentioned. I just saw a video and it was from when we were in Afghanistan, maybe 8 years ago or something. Like I know we were
Okay.
there for a long time, but the videos from then. And this like armor personnel carrier of American soldiers, I don't know what doing what. They pull up into this. I call it a town. It looked like a Wild West town, but in Afghanistan. Like there was like a hitching post to tie your camel, and he goes up to this old man in what they would call a store, and he's got like chips, like cheese doodles or some shit, and it was like 5 bags for $1. He like hands him like $3 and comes back with this huge pile of cheese doodles. He's like, I don't know if he got the best of me or I got the best of him, but I got the cheese doodles. He's like, he took dollars, didn't even flinch.
Yeah.
They're like, did you shake his hand? Like, yeah. Did you thank him before and after? Yeah. Good.
Yeah. You got a bunch of like rubles or I don't know. What's another goofy one? Lira. Like what do I even
Yen.
do with this?
Show up with
I
the
need to go
fucking yen
turn
in
this into
in
real
Afghanistan.
hard American money first, and then I'll know how much it is.
That guy in Argentina, I just put a link in the chat. Like his whole thing, he was going around holding up giant American dollar bills with his face printed on them because it's just like the American dollar is king. And he's basically like, look, man, you want to save Argentina? Like, we got to just be a dollar-based economy.
Yeah,
It's fascinating.
Are they gonna, if they hold all those American dollars and he loves us so much, Americans, is he going to send us some of those dollars?
I don't know
Maybe
what's going to
a little-
happen.
Little show of fealty if they're the state 51. Ooh, a good opportunity for the 51st state, as we talked about. We split Argentina up into 10. We get 60, baby.
I just want to make sure it's not Puerto Rico. I just want to keep spiting them.
They aren't allowed in ever.
Good.
I have
Never
issues with
allowed.
Puerto Rico too. What's your issue with Puerto Rico?
I have
Their
no issue with
infrastructure's for
that.
shit. Please give me 3
It
more million dependents or whatever it is.
They're so smug too.
Driving their
Yeah.
50s
We're
cars.
Puerto Rico. We're like
Put your
America, but
GDP
we're
into
not
the
really.
positives, Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they pay like sales tax and that's it. They don't pay income taxes, but they want like US dollars to fix their infrastructure. Dude, the reason we do that for Florida or Louisiana,
Yeah.
New York or whatever, when the Hurricane Sandy hits, is because they've been paying in for the last 200, 300 years.
Mhm.
But Puerto Rico, you just take. You just take. You don't pay taxes like the rest of us do. So, you don't see me making health insurance claims if I don't buy health insurance. I do, but hypothetically.
They
Yeah.
fight in the army, huh? Like you be Puerto Rican, you jump in the U.S. military.
I think so. I think they're
I
US
wonder what their
citizens.
recruitment.
They
numbers
definitely
are.
don't have their own thing.
Here's a
going
bit of
over there.
trivia. Where do you think the military, U.S. military, draws its highest recruitment from? Which states?
States. Well, I bet they're red
Texas,
states.
Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, like those, I would
I
guess.
think it was
Florida.
South Carolina. I think it was like South Carolina, Georgia, and then a weird one out in maybe Idaho, like something like that, like something out in the West. I saw it the other day, but I was
I
just
would
thinking
buy
like
that.
that's how you could contribute. Puerto Rico, like jump in the military, but
No.
yeah, that infrastructure for
No,
shit.
I don't want
It
them
looks like-
joining it. It's just another way for me to pay them. You want to contribute? You pay me. Pay your fucking taxes, and we'll treat you like a
Yeah.
state.
We'll
First,
make you a
make
state-
Puerto Rico nice, and then we'll
Yeah.
chat.
And we're changing the name to Port Rico. Come on. Stop.
Yes, and no more Spanish over there. None of
We're
that.
naming you Port Ricky, and then you could be a part of the United States.
Yeah, you're Port Jonathan and
Yeah, wait. Does
Port
Porta
King
mean port?
Henry.
I think Puerto means port. Am
Port
I right?
of, probably.
Port of
It
Rico.
makes
that's
sense.
right.
I never thought of it.
Your name is Port Ricky.
Yeah,
That's it.
If they don't
Nice,
wanna-
good American name.
if they don't want to contribute,
It's
with
like
the
that Ron
taxes, they don't get to
Burgundy-
vote.
It's like that Ron Burgundy thing. San Diego. What those words mean have been lost to time. Some say it means a goat's vagina. And she's like,
Whale's
no, it
vagina.
means Saint Diego. It's
Puerto Rico. I looked it up. Zach says it means Port Harbor, but I've
no, I don't think so.
Google said it means rich port.
Rich port. Oh yeah, the port of the
Mhm.
rich.
Well, they call themselves rich too.
So then why are they always
don't need us
begging
at
for a
all.
fucking handout? You're the rich port. Shut up.
These communists in
Wait, the
Puerto
Poro,
Rico.
more like.
Yeah, Puerto Rico.
I'll settle for
Port-
Port Richard. That's fair.
They're libertarians.
Ding.
They're libertarians. That's it. It's come full circle. They don't want to pay their taxes. They don't want to be part of the system. And then when they get into trouble, they do want to be part.
No, they're
They just
definitely
think the
not
system- I think they
libertarians.
just think
They're
the
they're
system's too
begging to be a
big.
part of the federal
Probably is too
government.
big.
System's too big and too complex. That's the problem. That's the real problem. We need a system.
Yeah,
You
they're
want
the
people to
least
show up.
libertarian part of the United States. They're like, don't leave us alone. Take care of us. Like, send
When
us
they
the-"
collect, they're socialists. When they pay in, they're libertarian.
like all the banker crises where they
Mm.
collectivize all their losses and they capitalize all their gains.
Yeah.
This brought to you by 2012 fucking the March on Wall Street. What was
public
that?
losses,
Fucking
private gains. That was
Occupy Wall Street.
Occupy Wall Street. I remember that.
Something super dark to
Oh,
jump into.
I don't know if you guys ever got into this shit. When I fucked my brain on this shit growing up. But this, I feel like this is a safe space for dark topics. Okay,
Mm.
more so than most groups of
Absolutely
people I talk to. You ever spend like hours of your life watching like these incredibly fucked up like death websites? You ever do this shit?
Yeah, we did a show on that. We,
We watched them on the line.
Okay, I'm a little uncomfortable with Woody's response there. That seemed a little bit too into.
I won the thing. I was like I made it to the end comfortably.
Yeah, you
Oh,
did the
shit.
run
There
the
was
gauntlet.
the worst one. We've talked about it a dozen times. Is the Russian one where they kill him with like a hammer and a screwdriver.
guys
Have
and
you
a
seen
hammer.
this?
Oh, with
Yeah.
the eyes and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
oh yeah.
That one's terrible. It really just takes a chip of your soul and removes it.
Have you seen the one? I sometimes I wonder like what the fuck these people did, where they like reach into this guy's stomach and they reach up and they take his heart out and they punch it out of his
Yes.
fucking body.
Yes.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
We watched that the other week. Is that where his arms and legs are cut off, or just his arms?
Yeah, I
cut
think
off
they
as
are.
well?
Yeah.
We watched.
But that wasn't even the most shocking part of the video. It was
No.
actually, I'm watching a video where a guy's arms have freshly been cut off, and it's not even close to ranking as the most fucked up part of the video. Like, holy shit.
Oh, but
We had
some of
a.
those videos just upset you.
Do you remember they made a salad out of a human, right? The Mexican
What?
cartel did it. It was
Yeah.
actually
Oh.
a photo, not a video, so that takes away from it. But you're like, how do you make a salad with like human parts as an ingredient? So instead of just like leaves of lettuce, they would have like heads of lettuce, and then like a
Oh,
human
God.
head, and then like a human forearm, and an entire tomato. They wouldn't cut the salad pieces, and proportionally, it was a decent like chicken salad, but really large, with your loved one in it.
Jesus Christ! And what do they do? Just like leave this giant salad on your front door?
Yeah, well, I think it was a message to the other people. This is the Mexican cartel. If I remember the
Those dudes are
context of bringing it
crazy.
up, we were like, hey, what if the Mexican cartel didn't like ISIS? And those two started butting heads. How, who would end up on top there? It's a real clash
I
of the
always-
Titans.
I always
think
joke
the
about this, but like,
cartels-
if the cartels were Muslim, like, we would have been down there so quickly. But because it's just like Mexican shit, we absolutely couldn't give a fuck less. But like, if it was actually like the Islamic cartel down there in Mexico instead of just like Mexicans, holy shit, yeah, we would be all over that shit.
You
Jesus, those
think?
people are. I think so. Those guys
be
would like
right.
kill like school buses full of kids and shit. Those people are fucking crazy.
I hear
dude.
you, but the reason we don't like Muslims is 9/11. Prior to that, we really had no opinion. Then they killed us.
Yeah, maybe, sure.
Yeah. So
I mean,
until the Mexican
might.
cartels knock down, Sears Roebuck Tower or something.
I feel like the cartels are so powerful, though. Like they're
Yeah.
they're running huge sections of that government, and so like they've got to have some like diplomatic relations with U.S. politicians and shit that would prevent us from going too hard on them, right?
Oh, maybe. I'm not too sure about that, but
I don't know either.
Yeah, it's a good I like your conspiracy. I see where you're going with that. Because I was
I'll
going
chalk that up as fact and believe it for the rest
You're
of my life.
like, Mexican cartels are so powerful. I'm like, not compared to the United States Marines. But when you do the conspiracy route and say, they're friends with the senator, then suddenly it
Oh
can
no,
work.
like it's not conspiratorial to say they are like friends
Embedded in the
with
government,
Mexican
at the very
within
least,
the
yeah.
Mexican government. Yeah.
Right,
those-
right. But
and
I
those
think that
friends
you
in
took
the
another
Mexican
step,
government.
right? You said
Yeah.
that I thought you were saying American politicians. Maybe
No, I'm saying that
misunderstood.
then they could use those Mexican politicians to influence American politicians. Be like, oh, it's not even as bad as you're thinking down here, and we're actually taking a lot of measures to take care of this on our own. Don't bother. Stay away.
That will not work with our current government. I don't know. I don't think there's, there are diplomatic ties between Trump and Mexico.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, those cartels are just. I'm trying to think of more brutal videos. I
Oh
don't
yeah,
think any of them-
actually, I'm really curious now, because I have an answer, and most people seem to agree after we bring it up. What is like the most disturbing video you think you've seen?
It's that Russian one.
Yeah.
The Russian
really
one's
think-
there. There's also an ISIS one where they execute just like 38 people or something like that, just shooting them in the back of the head. And,
Mhm.
and sometimes in a position like that, I think of myself like, what do you do if you're guy
When
number
you're like the last one.
Yeah, I was going to say 22, but right, like when
Yeah.
your fate, what's your move there? You're gagged, I think, and your hands are bound, so you're not going to like MacGyver your way out of this, or Captain America, or whatever it would take. Do you
on
just
some level, you're probably just like deer in the headlights. Like you just freeze up and like almost like your body is a protective mechanism is like releasing whatever DMT or whatever the hell that is right when you're about to die and you're in that prime freak out mode. Because like when you see those videos, it's rare that you see people like moving and like trying to escape and like frantic like fish flopping
Ooh.
maneuvers.
Have
But
you
usually
seen
they're
some of
just
the ones?
swapping? I like Taylor.
Have you seen some of the ones where the guys like fight back or like grab an AK or whatever? There are a
No.
couple
No,
of those.
oh, if
What-
really? There's
How does
one-
that go down?
There's
that
one
lively?
where, well, usually the guy dies pretty clever, but there's one where a guy is like sorting through a grave of all of his friends, and the people are like video recording it. They're kind of laughing at him, like telling him to toss like the empty guns up. And as the guy is going through, he finds a rifle that is still fully loaded, and you can hear like all the guys screaming as this guy like comes out and like opens fire on these people, and it's like that's pretty insane. And there's a lot of shooting there, so I imagine he probably made it for a little bit, but
And then he
Jeez.
dies, right?
I want to find one
Yeah,
of those
yeah,
things.
of course.
But
Well, I
he
mean, it'd be
probably had a
better to kill
positive
couple of
KD
them.
ratio.
well,
If
I
you
mean, in
kill
real
more than
life,
one
you only have
person,
to
you
kill more
can't.
than one person. Yeah.
Yeah.
In real life, like a positive KD ratio isn't the hardest thing, but
No,
not to
I
take away from it.
don't know. Most people in war, I would say it averages out to an even kill death rate.
Well, it
you know?
depends on if you count assists or not. How are you doing your?
Assist,
yeah.
yeah.
And then it really matters if you're running that perk. What the fuck is it called? Hardline Pro or something like that?
Oh, to get
Then
your
it's
streak
then two
faster.
assists count for a kill.
Yeah.
What so this is actually what I think is I've seen probably every fucked up video on the internet. I don't know why, but I watch these morbid curiosity. But the most disturbing one is actually one on YouTube for me, and it's I'm sure you guys have seen it. It's the one where the guy is driving and a brick just comes off the back of the truck and it goes through the windshield and strikes his wife.
Shit.
That's like probably the worst. I don't even know why. There's
awful.
no gore in the video at all, but it is like
I just got a
whole
chill thinking about that.
Yeah.
It's awful. Yeah. The
Holy
guy-
shit.
Yeah, the
When you hear
noise
the
the guy
kid-
makes.
The fact that his life in like a millisecond just like it was irreversibly changed through no fault of his own in like such a horrible fucking way, in like such an unlikely way too. Like
I've
oh,
seen a
that's
similar
yeah.
thing where a tire hits a motorcyclist. Like it just comes
Oh,
off a
sure.
semi or something, bounces once or twice, and then plows in oncoming traffic. So the closing speed is like 100 miles an hour.
Massive force.
And you just, done. I think there's a weird thing about watching someone transition from alive to dead.
The dead.
Yeah. Just boom.
Because you always imagine it'll be so dramatic or whatever. And now I get paranoid when I'm standing on the street sometimes and like a car comes across the sidewalk a little bit too close. It's like, fuck, I was almost one of those videos, wasn't I? Like my life could have ended instantly right here.
You think about that like Final Destination shit that starts happening. Where
Yeah.
it's like maybe like some roofer didn't quite put a shingle on correct and it's got a metal edge or whatever the hell would happen and you end up dying. Another video like that is, have you heard the one where it's like a family in a car, they call the police because their brakes have gone out and they're approaching the end of a road and they're going like full speed and they're trying to like tell the guy what to do and the whole family ends up dying.
Oh, no,
because
I actually
they
haven't
don't
heard this
have
one.
the brakes and they just careen into whatever it was. It's been a
Probably.
while since I've seen.
Probably should have turned the car off, huh?
That's only an audio clip, I think. Yeah, I don't know why they wouldn't turn the car off. Maybe there's
Turn off the car. Oh,
There were a
I didn't
couple-
even think of that.
Was it
Oh,
Toyota
wait, are
cars
you
or something? There were a couple where the throttle would get stuck open. That was like actually.
it might have been one of those Toyota ones. I think you're right.
I don't know if it was. I don't know if Toyota was the brand or not. I don't
I had
want
a
to
conspiracy
screw you guys out
theory
of
about
future
that,
sponsors.
but I'm not sure that happened very. They made a big deal out of. I think it was Priuses that were like staying wide open throttle, and then did that ever actually happen?
Well, the thing is that like if you're a car manufacturer and you detect that it's possible, whether it happens once or like like a lab test somewhere shows or like you're doing something and it happens, you have to recall immediately. Because if that happens like twice, your brand, you're talking like multi-million, maybe $1 billion of damage to like your sales, right? Because that's like a story that you never want. Fuck. There was a tire company that had to deal with this. Firestone, yeah, for a while. Where like how long did people avoid Firestone tires? I wonder what the damage to their like market share and stock was as a
On the
result
other
of that
hand,
shit.
Enormous. I bet they've
Jeeps
never
do
recovered.
that. I guess Jeeps come out of park, some of them, and they can just drive and kill you. And they killed the guy that played Chekhov in Star Trek, the movies. You know, the
Yeah,
recent
it
one?
was that. It wasn't
Grand
that.
Wagoneer or something.
It was in park. It was the Grand Cherokee.
Okay.
It wasn't that it came out of park. It was that he had like left it in neutral or something. Like it was that it didn't notify you well enough that you weren't in park. He
Is
fucked up.
That what it was? Okay.
Yeah, and then
I
he got
think
pinned against a wall, and they found him dead, pinned against the wall.
Oh.
I looked up the thing with the Priuses that killed 89 people.
Ooh, holy
Ooh.
shit. That's some
Ooh.
scary shit.
Although it does
Pretty
counter
crazy.
Destiny's
None of us have
point
heard of that.
That maybe
that
two would be enough
it's
to-
like irreversibly ruins your brand, and you need to recall it on the possibility. Because we're here like, oh, was it 80 people that died? That's no hurricane. You know,
Wait, how many
remember-
people did you
Whatever.
say it killed?
89.
Oh, 89.
Oh, Jesus.
Do you remember like I don't remember like maybe it was over 10 years ago, probably 15 years ago. I don't know exactly. Remember when the most fucked up thing on the internet was 2 girls, 1 cup? At the time, you were like, "Whoa, this is bananas, man! You won't be able to handle it." And now you could like have that running almost on CNN, and people wouldn't ask
Yeah,
questions.
the kids and I
like,
watched that
compared to some
together.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
About healthy fetish relationships. Now, notice how she doesn't fake eating the poop out of the ice cream cone. Now, both of these girls need a bit more fiber in their diet.
And then the vomit. Like most people didn't watch the whole thing, but they start vomiting back and forth toward the end. Like she's like eating shit and vomiting the shit into the other girl's mouth, and they're like snowballing it back and forth.
I'm more grossed out by like pimple popping and loogies and snot than I am by that kind of shit.
I kind of like the pimple popping. We've talked about this before. I kind of like it.
I don't get how people like that. Oh, it's gross. You would probably like to try some of those Mexican Andy ones, Kyle.
I don't want to do the popping.
Oh, I thought you wanted to be the popper.
Oh, fuck.
No. I it just like he needs
Accutane.
yeah.
Accutane. That
Yeah.
works like a charm.
That needs to be like his fundraiser goal.
GoFundMe for Accutane.
He doesn't give a shit. I mean, you'd have a better chance getting ice to bathe regularly.
I mean, at that point, with like when your skin's as rough as Mexican Andy's is, like that's gonna get infected at some point. Like there's gonna be some kind of abscess or something. Like this is like a health issue at this point. Your skin's an organ. Like you got to take care of it.
So
Oh, speaking of that, abscesses, the most disgusting thing I've seen in real life related to that was actually my grandma, and I found out through other research that this is pretty common, unfortunately. Have you ever seen a pressure sore in real life? Or ever
No.
seen a pressure sore, like an image of it?
I'm gonna have
No.
to Google this. I haven't seen.
Oh, careful. It is fucking disgusting. Like, these things are caused by just sitting in one position for too long and not having somebody move you. And
Like
it is
a bed sore.
The old
Oh,
live
yeah,
streamer sore.
Bed sore. Yeah, bed sore. Yeah. It is
Ooh, my
unbelievable how fucking disgusting these things are.
These
And
look
I
like
remember
recluse fights.
Yeah, it's insane. And I saw my grandma get
Recluse?
up one time
Yeah.
and like the back of her like dressing, her like hospital gown or whatever was open. And I saw this thing and I was like, Grandma, you're fucking, what the fuck is going on in your back? You've got like a fucking hole in you. Oh my God.
Oh my
so
God.
fucking disgusting. Yeah, these things are
Yeah,
huge.
if
Ugh.
people watching this, you're gonna have to look at it yourself. I looked it up and decided I'd even on this show I didn't want to share it.
And a lot of these look like they're in the same spot, like right above the ass crack.
Right, yeah.
So there's
places
just
that
a
you
hole, a literal hole.
necrotic
You
like,
stick your finger in.
abscess. Yeah.
Ooh.
If you show
And
me
it's-
this, I agree with you, Woody. This looks like a, or I think you said it. It looks like a brown recluse bite. Like
Yeah,
that went on
well,
sleep.
because they're similar, I think, right? Like the necrotic tissue ends up dying and then it leaves an abscess once it falls off or whatever. This is literally just caused by pressure, though. And they're all in the same spot because, like, when you're laying down, commonly these are the areas that pressure is applied. And when you're really old, you don't have, like, the wherewithal to move around as much as a younger person. So if people in nursing homes don't come around and move them often, these sores just kind of develop over time.
It's a sad thing
I
that
looked
happened
up
in old age.
the Anton Yelkin, the Chekhov dude, and how he died and such.
Uh-oh.
The combination of Kyle and I being right. So drivers think that they're shifting it into park and it's popping out. And it turns out that it has, I'm trying to get the verbiage they used, an unconventional gear stick design, which causes it to, people think they're shifting into park, but it's actually in neutral. So they're putting the car in neutral, walking around. And in his case, he got crushed. He was alive for hours. And he was crushed. Kyle said it was a wall. In my head, it was a, one of those brick mailboxes, but I could be wrong. But yeah, the car rolled into him, crushed him up against a wall or thing or column, and he was alive for hours and eventually died.
I had no idea he was alive for hours. That makes it so much worse.
Oh, if only
Ooh.
he had his comm badge, he could have gotten
Yeah.
Kirk or
Beep beep.
Sulu to come help
Did
him
you-
out.
Beam me out of
One of
here. Go ahead and invade Missouri, guys. We'll get
Yeah.
you.
That's fucked up, man. we're like, if you're getting to us, you've already invaded at least 6 other states like on the way
paratroop
in.
just to fucking
Paratroop
they just paratroop into Missouri, take out the first line of defense, which are hammer murderers.
Oh
So
yeah,
we had,
you
how well
drop
you
people
fare.
into St. Louis and they'd be like, General, the coordinates are off. We've already struck here. And then-
So I had we finished filming one of the car tracks, my series that I do with Tyler Hoover and Ed Bullion. And we did a thing in Missouri where we were in like the wine country. There was like this castle that you could rent. And then we sort of did a 3 to 5, I think it was like 5-episode series around this castle doing a Christmas special. And we ended with giving a bunch of toys to like a local church. And Ed Bullion, he's like the you know the Christian guy in our group. So we're like, you pick the church. So he picked the church in St. Louis. And we get there, and we have this Maserati, this 4-door Maserati that Ed Bullion had. It's leaking a ton of coolant, and we had put all of our toys on top of this Maserati, kind of like a Christmas tree. And we'd adorned it with, Christmas lights and all that stuff. And we are rolling into the ghetto, the absolute, this is nuts. And we get in front of this church, which is like a, legitimately old style church. And we start putting all these brand new toys on the side, and we have this security guard who's there. I guess he's an off-duty cop or something, and he goes, what are you doing here? Like, oh, well, we called the church. They said that they could take these toys. He's like, you guys better get out of here, because it's really not. He's like, I'm about to leave, and when I leave, you need to leave.
Yeah.
And Ed is one of these guys that he doesn't understand the risks that he takes sometimes. So he goes to us. He goes, what are they going to do? Shoot us?
Yes.
Like, yes, that's exactly what they do. So we do this as quickly as possible. I mean, we also have like a full film crew there. So we have, expensive cameras, and we have equipment and all this stuff. So we do our final shots and everything. And as we're driving off, we hear, like, just a few blocks away, just gunshots going off. It's like, oh, maybe that's fireworks. They're a festive group over here. But that got like pretty hairy. And that was right in, I mean, it was like a few blocks away from downtown St. Louis.
Downtown St. Louis, Taylor, quick fact check. Known for its Christmas spirit?
No, it is a people like
fireworks.
People think that like St. Louis as a city is a meme. People who listen to the show haven't been there, like, think I'm playing it up like joke. Like, I do not go. Obviously, you never go east of the river, because that's the most dangerous area of the country. Like East St. Louis, don't go there. There's nothing to gain by going there. And even downtown now, like, I go to a Blues game, and it's like, as soon as everyone it's our hockey team, and when everybody leaves the arena, it's like all the hockey fans are like, all right, we're all in this together. Like, and so everybody stays in a giant block walking back, because it is a dangerous shithole. It's like a shame seeing like old pictures of what the city used to look like, because it's like unlivable bad now.
It's really bad. And we went there like a week after like the really bad BLM riots. So all the barricades were still up. So we were all trying to take the crew out to like a Ruth's Chris steakhouse or something. And it's like this crazy war zone. It's like, hey, I'm not really hungry anymore. I feel like we should just leave.
If you take Interstate 64 to 70 across St. Louis, have you seen any of this good stuff, or not so much?
Like into East St. Louis? Yeah. Like I've seen like just the absolute dilapidation of it. Yeah. You just go 64, like, and you can get all the way into East St. Louis and take a look. Like, I'm
too much of an optimist. I'm like, this is just a city that needs some chicken and broccoli. All it needs.
It's a city that needs a total overhaul. Like, it is. There are whole like blocks where, like, if you wander into East St. Louis, like, cops will find you and approach you and be like, you need to leave.
That's
like,
exactly what happens.
You have to get out of here. Like, you are a fool. You don't realize where you are right now. Like, and how dangerous this is. You'll get shot for fun. Someone will see you and they will shoot you for fun, potentially. Like, it's a horrid place. It looks, I've said it before because it describes it perfectly. East St. Louis looks like a paintball course. It looks like a torn down paintball course, where I've thought that driving through there, because it's a bunch of horrid, like, the city hasn't mowed the grass in years. Years. Like, you see those videos of like St. Louis and Detroit where it's just a jungle over there, because they don't mow anything. The trees are growing, the roads are cracked. Like, people are just standing like menacingly, like on the side of the road, like staring at you in a way that's not like, oh, a person driving by. Like, it's spooky. Yeah,
this
it's
looks
terrible.
like Block, the COD 4 map.
This is actually this is a good look.
I'm running MP5. Fucking you.
None of those. Yeah, I'm running MP5.
I can make a Scorpion work on this map.
But I mean, like, we're not that
on the
bad.
balconies.
Detroit, also shitty. Memphis, also shitty. So it's not like St. Louis is the only shitty one.
Oh, I'm thinking
Albuquerque's pretty bad too.
Albuquerque's shitty.
You think Memphis is shitty?
Oh yeah, their crime is unreal right now. Yeah, like because it's like a Midwest city. Like, I'll just see.
I don't know why I link Nashville and Memphis together.
Nashville's an awesome city. It's so like nice and fun, and they have that huge like strip of all the country Western bars and all that. Nashville's a really cool city.
I've been there twice, and I like it a lot. Memphis,
I don't think it's very dangerous.
I've been to once, and I didn't think it looked all that dangerous, but I'm sure I didn't go to the bad part. Same's true of Cincinnati. I remember it being like, I don't know, just a medium-sized city that you drive past. I stayed there for a couple nights, but I didn't see
I
anything
stayed there
scary.
for one night on my way home when I bought the Gold Wing.
Meanwhile, I stayed in Louisville one night with
I stayed there too.
with some bad motherfuckers from Canada, and they were scared. That's how rough Louisville is.
Louisville was
these guys,
really disappointing.
if you
Well, you
know,
gotta say it right. You gotta say Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah.
Well,
Louisville.
if you know who Funker Tactical is, two of those guys were down with me doing some filming, and they had like ARs in their car and probably suppressors and stuff. Like they're armed back there in their truck driving behind us, and they were like, I had my AR in my lap. It's rough here. I'm like, yeah, I mean, we got our pistols up here. Like, we're ready to go too. But, you know, I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, we're armed, but not scared.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Because
you
we're
come
armed.
from Canada. What kind of
Yeah.
crimes do they commit in Canada? I think rudeness is a crime. Then.
Yeah, yeah.
It is. It is.
Like, you,
Half-hearted
you're,
apologies.
I order you to say sorry for cutting him off.
You already said, where did you grow up again?
New Jersey.
Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Oh.
Camden would be. You know, I have a summer home in Camden. Okay. I summer in Camden.
Yeah.
Are you trying to claim that your town's worse than Camden?
It's not worse, but it's pretty bad.
Right.
Yeah, Camden is. I mean, the cops left Camden.
Oh, are you guys coming into a shitty city fight?
Camden
Trumped.
is real bad, man.
Hold on. I need to look up the Camden murder rate and see if I can hang with St. Louis.
Oh, you have to.
This
yeah.
is just going to make St. Louis look bad.
But they don't report anything. So like, how do people
same with
know?
St. Louis. They just don't really. You can just call the police and they'll be like, "Oh, there's an assault. That's a damn shame. Like
Man.
that sucks, man."
And all of a sudden, on the end cell on the upper tier, there's these three Italian guys. And we're like, how the fuck have all them got in the cell together? And there was Bruno, the guy who just contacted me after 20 years. There was a guy we called Roscoe. So in my book, I'm just going to say this as a disclaimer, I've changed the names for legal purposes. And people say because I've said a different name, I'm lying, but which is BS. So the Roscoe was the head of them. And Bruno's just told me now, Roscoe has got 2 life sentences. He showed me his prison page. Roscoe's now got 2 life sentences for conspiracy to commit murder. So he was the head of their gang in that jail at that point in time. This is Towers Jail, 2002. Sheriff Joe Pye's running this one. And then they had another guy in there called Hugo, who was like their butler. He was like squeezing orange juice for him, all this shit. Now, Roscoe had it so good that he was outside with the guards at night smoking, giving them orders. You see the Italian mafia in these movies, you think, is this real? I saw it with my own eyes. It's very real. But that stuff comes later on. So the Italians move in. You've got some Aryan Brotherhood guys in there. And now they've got no leader. Now, when there's a leader required, it's white boy meeting, cell 7, get your ass over there, or else you're going to get smashed. So the Woods go from door to door, telling every other Wood, get in that meeting, white boy meeting, we're going to vote on a new head. Now, the competition, it was Roscoe was one of the white boys running for leadership. And the other one was this skinhead Steve, who had tattoos of a gas chamber on his he had
just fucking mask off Nazi. just
he had Hitler, Zeke Heiling on his chest over a gas chamber.
Was it well done? Was it well done, or did it look terrible? Was it like a really detailed Hitler?
Did you see that Hitler and you were like, no matter how good was it?
I can't remember the proficiency of it, but I'm thinking these are scary motherfuckers when I'm seeing these tattoos. This is for life, you know. You put that shit on your chest. This is for these guys are committed.
Yeah,
these are
that guy like
psychos.
That guy didn't like Hitler for a weekend. Like he's all in. This wasn't a summer infatuation. This was a romance of sorts.
So fortunately, Roscoe got voted in over the Aryan guys. And there was an uneasy coexistence between them. But immediately, things started to change. So there became like a circus atmosphere. Like we adopted a young person called Sonny Slope, who would do our laundry, and he was selling me extra cheeses. If the guards were going to raid the pod, Roscoe knew in advance, so we'd hide all our shit, and then the guards would come in, flash grenades and all this shit, and strip us naked and spread our ass cheeks and look in our assholes and trample on our pictures of our girlfriends and have sniffer dogs on our assholes and all this shit. But as soon as those guards had gone, the goon squad, Roscoe would have the guards bring us back all clean stuff, all clean bedding and towels and boxers and bee stripes. This is how good he had it. And
he said, wait, was he doing that for other people too, or just himself?
The whole fucking pod, man. And then
he's a popular leader, right?
Oh shit! This was just the beginning. He comes into my cell and he says, Shaun, tensions with your brother. I know you got a lot of co-defendants. If I move all your guys in here with you, will you guys work with us? Blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah. So next thing, I've got 2 co-defendants in my 3-man cell with me. And one of them is a guy called Joey Crack. He's dead as well now, Joey Crack. God bless him. He was like a walking drug testing kit. Wherever he went, if you want to do a drug deal, he'd just get out a syringe, put it in his fucking neck, and be like, yeah, that's good stuff. Jesus Christ. He was like this feisty New York Italian guy, always talking a million miles an hour. So he started to regale the Italians with stories about wild men. The nightly thing was, they would come to my cell, we'd hang out, we'd all sit around, and Bruno would be like, come on, Joey Crack, tell us another story about Wildman. Because Joey Crack and Wildman, they were hanging out on the outs for a couple of years before all the SWAT teams came. So literally got very curious about Wildman. They heard all these crazy stories. So they said, you got to arrange for us to meet him. Now, I would get to meet Wildman at Catholic Mass or church on the street, because the prosecutor had put a do not house together with me and Wildman, because they were in fear that we would together, I was the brains, he was the brawn.
Yeah.
We would influence the co-defendants into not cooperating and all that stuff, which we did anyway. So I lined this up then for them to meet Wildman at Catholic Mass. Now, bear in mind, Wildman cannot whisper. We always get on the back row of these church services. But his voice is so deep, and when he laughs, a whole room will shake because he's so big, 6'2", hundreds of pounds in weight. He was 29.5 stone when he died. Was that 400 plus pounds or something?
Jesus Christ!
The cartel guys in Mexico called him El Oso because he was shaped like a bird. Because of his butt, he fought like a bird. His fighting style.
His fighting style. He just can't move differently because of his girth. No, that's a style.
So prior to this arrangement of meeting Little Italy, I'd gone to a mass. No, it was a church on the street with Wildman. And we were on the back row. He couldn't whisper. He's really loud. And past the wall, he's giving this sermon. And he's like, he stops his sermon, kind of like swerves it and says, it says in the end times, in Revelations, there will be scoffers and mockers. And I can hear the scoffers and mockers on the back row.
Yes.
He starts walking through, towards me and Wildman at the back. And he's like, hallelujah. And he's talking about purging the scoffers and mockers, and he's nodding his head and twitching and looking at Wildman. And Wildman's trying to whisper to me, and he doesn't give a shit. He's just talking really loud and ignoring him and all this shit. So I'm setting the table for how Wildman behaves at these religious services. Now, the Italians are very religious, let's say.
Very Catholic, yeah.
Very Catholic. So there's about 4 or 5 of them, I think, come to meet Wildman. And there's Wildman and my crew. There's maybe 4 or 5 of us. We've got the back row. We've got the row in front. So I'm sat in the middle. I've got Wildman here. Got the rest of my crew on the other side. And the Italians start to file in on the other side of me. Bruno sits next to me. And he's like looking over at Wildman. Yeah, Wildman. They are such big, powerful guys. They shook hands in front of my body. And the force of them shaking hands almost knocked me out of my seat. So they're all shooting the shit, buzzing. Bruno's buzzing off Wildman because these big crazy guys, they've got that look in their eyes. They know, the damage they can do to people, and they're buzzing off it. Roscoe's buzzing. Hugo, Hugo's probably the most devout, and he's looking over. He was probably the most sensible out of the Italian clique. So the priest starts to give a sermon, and it's really moving. And you've got the most devout prisoners on the front row. These guys are like sleeved out in Virgin Mary and Jesus. They've got all these religious tats all over them and shit, crucifixes and everything. So they're taking this service very seriously. The Italians, I'm about to find out, take these things quite seriously. And the priest, he's saying, and the priest was quite old. He looked like he was about 60 or 70. He says his mum is gravely ill. She's in hospital, and he's almost in tears, and he's asking everyone to pray for her. And this is really moving. I'm moved. The Italians are moved. The front row are really like, fucking hell. Everyone's taking this really seriously. He goes on and describes about his mom and his relationship with mom. I'm looking over at the Italians, and they're crying. They're crying. And Wildman's like looking around like, what the fuck? What the fuck's wrong with these people? And he just starts like making weird noises. And the guys at the front row with the Jesus and Mary tattoos are looking like, shh. Like, who the fuck do you think you are telling me to shut up? You're all sinners. You think you guys are, you're the first people to snitch people out, you fuckers who pretend to have all this shit. And they're like, they're giving up on telling him to shut up. And then the Italians looking at him like, well, man, come on, behave yourself. I'll behave myself. So the priest then he's going row to row with the communion. You don't get to go to the front. He's coming to us. He comes to the back row. He's giving everybody the communion. I've got the communion. He gives Wellman the communion. Italians at it. And then he's leaving then with his back away from us to walk to the front of the room. Wildman, at this point, spits out his communion in his hand, puts it over his eye like it's a pirate's patch.
Yeah.
He then just raises his arms in his head, and he's got this crazy Viking's beard at this point, and he's had an eyebrow shaved off because he's lost it in a bet. And this guy just looks like a maniac anyway. Imagine him with one eyebrow gone, a Viking's beard. He's got the communion patch over his eye, and he just goes, and the room's shaking because he's so powerful, his belly. He goes, look at me, everybody. And then the whole room just turns around and looks at him, but the priest is oblivious. He's walking to the front. Wildman just grabs the communion, and I can see the Italians getting upset. And he fucking launches it like a frisbee, launches it at the priest, who is almost at the front of the room. The communion is like going whoosh, 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 almost like a fucking flat Earth UFO fucking thing. It's almost skimming the ceiling. It's the priest in the back. It was a good shot, and it rolls on the floor. And Hugo, he fucking starts screaming at Wildman, shaking his fucking jumps out of his seat, runs to the front of the room and grabs the communion, hides it before the priest can see it. Then after that service, Wildman, he's in the corridor, he drops his trousers, he starts mooning the guards, showing them his ass crack. He gets taken away, fucking cackling and screaming.
Did that ruin your relationship with the Italians? Because I know how seriously Italians take Catholicism, which is twice a year. They're very serious.
Yeah, Bruno said Wildman was just like a big-hearted maniac, and that people couldn't, like the AB guys didn't fuck with him, the Italians didn't fuck with him. He made his mark, and everybody knew he was with us. And if if I'd have gone in there on my own without him, heaven help me, because he did protect me in many situations. And just the fact that people knew he was in with us, he's a good guy to get arrested with, basically.
It sounds like it.
Let me just say then, because that's very sad about what happened with the priest. And in the next mass, the prayer had worked. His mum had been released from hospital. He got a standing ovation. And I just wanted to make sure this story had a happy ending. Yep.
Did have a happy ending.
Oh, I was gonna say. So I mentioned on PKN this week that my friend Big Mex that I play PUBG with, he was telling us while we were playing. He's like, yeah, so I own some properties down here in Mexico. Went out in the backyard yesterday. Count them, 2 human heads in my backyard. Fresh human heads, disembodied human heads, fresh human heads in my backyard. And we were like, what? That's fucked, man. And I believed him, but it was like, maybe he's just pulling my leg. He's like, you guys want to see pictures? And we were like, no, we don't. But then I mentioned it to Woody and he's like, what? I'd love to see some pictures of some human heads. So those have been forwarded to you, Woody. I don't know if you've checked them out yet, but if you open your email right now, you could look at those human heads live on the show.
I don't think he said. I've been on top of my email. And I don't have any
it's Chiz posted right there the particular email they were sent to. I don't want to say it out loud, you know.
Okay, thank you for that. Let me see.
But they were sent to Chiz, and Chiz forwarded the pictures of the human heads onto you. They are good luck.
I do not want to see the human heads.
Well,
I've seen
that's
too
a
many
bummer.
human heads on the internet.
Their souls will never go to the afterlife now.
is that what the Native Americans thought?
Yes.
Who is this guy?
He's a guy I play video games with online. I don't actually know him or anything. I know him as Big Mex. I imagine he's a large Mexican man. But he found some human
he's
heads.
part of our whack pack. He's Cartel Carlos. You know, he brings his own heads.
Yo, Holmes, I got all kind of body parts. You want to see body parts? I got them.
If I wouldn't be really that chill if 2 body parts, not even heads, showed up anywhere around my home.
Well,
I'd be like, they didn't just leave this here on accident. They had the wherewithal to get rid of the rest of the bodies. So
Oh, no.
clearly this is here left for a reason.
The rest of the body was apparently strewn down the highway a bit at a time. So he explained that he said that basically the cartel was a lot like the Italian mafia, how they weren't just senseless, violent, evil people necessarily. Okay, they often had a purpose in their violence, a bit of method to the madness, if you will. And in this instance, these gentlemen were thieves. And the first time they were caught thieving, they would lose a finger or several fingers or even a hand. But this was the second or third time that these 2 had been caught. And so they were completely disembodied and the heads were left there. The torsos a bit farther down the road and like the hands, you know, just they were scattered about, strewn down the
Kyle, tell your friend to send me more pictures. I can't make heads or toes out of this thing here. It really looks like 2 gigantic sliced up baked potatoes, and they fill most of a pickup truck bed. They're still in the pickup truck bed. And I just don't see faces in it.
How do 2 heads fill most of a pickup truck?
Well, you're in luck. I'll send it on to you.
I want to see it now. Come
Here,
on.
just tweet it out and I'll see it.
I'm not exactly
I'll give you
sure
an
how to
RT.
say this.
We can both get suspended.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, he told me a story about some other guy who was apparently like some semi-famous Mexican singer, and he had slept with a cartel member's wife, and they let it slide the first time, but he slept with her again and they caught him, and so they cut his dick off, shoved it in his mouth and shot him. So
they let it slide the first time?
Right? Because he's a famous, I was like, they let it slide? He's like, well, he's like a famous singer, and like the bosses were like, hey, you know, just let's let it slide one time, you know? I guess
I'm
they
a
like
regular person and I might have killed him.
Well, you're regular.
Well, then Chiz, let's not put them in the chat if these pictures are fucking graphic as fuck, to quote Chiz.
Too late. They're uploading. I sent them a while ago. I just have a bad.
That was so upsetting. Chiz, is this going to put me in a sour mood?
No, come on.
It's nothing.
I'm totally joking. It's fine. It's all fine. We've watched some terrible things here. I have seen much worse than this. I hope they at least ate the rest of the parts. Leave nothing to waste. Very difficult to survive.
I imagine you as
You do that accent so well that I think you're almost at a Robert Downey Jr. level where you could go blackface and do that accent, and just as long as you smile a lot, it's not racist.
Oh, like with like the head bobbing. Oh, we are just happy for you to be here. Like with that, like you're the guy in like the have you ever gone to like Jamaica or something like that? Like this is not a Jamaican accent, obviously.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's always like that like dude who clearly is not just hanging around the resort, who clearly lives in some corrugated tin roof shack nearby, but he has to have that giant smile on, you know, the whole time. Fuck. These the pictures?
You got the pictures?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Woody!
Don't they
this
look like just giant baked potatoes?
Woody?
in a
That's their
picture truck bed?
torso, all sliced up, torture style.
I'm trying to see head in this thing.
No, but the heads are cut off.
These are the torsos.
To be fair to Woody,
I don't even see arms or legs.
They've been cut off as well.
Well, you know, it's hard to identify just a big. There's no nipples.
Yeah, I guess I'll download it. All right,
Arms
let's get
cut
a
off,
closer
nipple.
look.
Jesus Christ, those are incredibly graphic.
They're straight up baked potatoes. I don't even see human in this.
What he means by that is that their flesh is the color of a baked potato because A, they're Mexican, and B, they have decomposed to some extent, but they are covered in these long, deep slashes, and they are just a torso in the back of a truck. So
that when you cook them, they don't pop.
Yeah, that's right. You know how you punch the holes in a baked potato before you. Yeah, same exact thing here. Yeah, they're in a back of a truck, and I don't speak Spanish, nor do I read it. So I don't know what those signs say, but I'm just going to throw a wild guess out, and they probably say something like, "This is what happened to thieves around here," or something like that.
Look at the cuts on their backs. They form letters.
It's funny. I don't speak Spanish, but I do read it. Esto España, los que apoyo a los It's get a little fuzzy.
Claros.
Playeron en Aparatzinan, and then the rest is too fuzzy. I don't know.
God knows what you just said.
Yeah,
God
I don't
knows.
know either. But
What
I
he's
swear I can
summoning the
pronounce
cartel to
Spanish.
his home.
he's saying this is a message for the cartel boss.
These are the poster boards
I
that
fucked
these
your
two
daughter.
gentlemen.
My name is Woody. Like that's what it translates to.
What if it translates to like these are the poster boards that these two were holding up, you know, threatening the cartel before we cut their heads and limbs off and carved
cartel on this. We have no beef with them, and we don't want them to come hunt us down and murder us. I mean, Woody might. I can't.
Want the cartel
It depends on what he
to be
read.
with ISIS and see where that goes.
I mean, geography might be a difficult play there, but aside from that, ISIS has been so wiped out. Like you gotta say the cartel would fucking trounce them. Like it wouldn't be close, you know. Like the drug money they have, or then again, ISIS has got that Iran money.
Yeah, ISIS has money, and there's still thousands of them.
But there's way more than thousands of cartel members because there's way more than one cartel, right? Like there's. I know all of this from Narcos, and that was Colombia, so I'm making some assumptions. But
Good coffee. I got some coffee called Igniter or something like that. It has twice the amount of caffeine as normal coffee. It is really getting me fired up over here. I'm definitely feeling it. I feel like I'm vibrating a little.
How long has Ben been gone? And what percentage of the show?
Appropriate amount of time.
He's like 50-50.
He said he was.
I was looking at the dead bodies. I didn't notice.
Yeah, that's a hard 29.
Well, I mean, he's like.
I'm here.
He may have just been working through
I
some
was taking-
dysentery. Yeah, that you got. that dirty water that you did.
I was surfing today, and I think I swallowed a turd. And oh God, it's not just sitting well.
I was letting you guys work through that one. I have a pretty wide envelope, but whew.
Yeah,
oh, really? You couldn't hang with that? I thought you'd be right there with us.
Was it the Mexican Cartel or the
dead bodies?
He didn't want to offend the cartel. That's what this was all about.
No, we show respect to the cartel.
Yes,
You know,
yes, we do.
they sell
How
lots
bad?
of drugs.
How bad is it?
It's
The image? Well, they're right here for your viewing
No,
pleasure.
no, not the image. The cartel.
pretty bad.
Oh,
You know,
well, I mean, like, look
Cartel?
up dismembered people cartel in
Look up
Google.
people made into salads.
Because I
They literally do that. They chop up people and then they put like heads of lettuce and tomatoes.
Yeah, and then they feed them to their family.
That part I think is fake.
I made that up, but that might just not have made it to the news.
I made that up. Because
they get creative though. That's
I've been to Mexico a bunch of times, and I guess obviously right over the border, it's not too bad. An hour or two into the board in surfing, because Baja, Mexico is like pretty minor. People act like it's California.
Yeah, well, I mean, Tijuana is really close to the border, and isn't it really dangerous?
I'm sure it's pretty gnarly, but I mean, I know people that go there to party, so I don't know.
I know people that go there for surgery.
Yeah, I do too.
We had a friend who was considering, I'm sure you're aware that, like, you know, you can get like dental work in Mexico done like really cheaply. And I've heard of people going to like Costa Rica and getting dental work done and all kinds of stuff like that. You know, it's a third the price, a quarter the price, shit like that. And if you need like a full, sometimes dental work can be 40 grand. Well, our friend was intending, he's not going to do it anymore, but he was going to go get this weight loss surgery down there. And it was like all inclusive, $5,000. It was like, we pick you up from the airport. We put you up in the beautiful Ramada and we cut you apart and then send you right back home. And it was, well, he was going to die. He was just going to die.
Why'd he bail?
Because he was going to die. And we convinced him that he was going to die, I think. So now he's going to get
did he say, like, is that the reason he's not going to do it anymore? Because he heard us, or maybe did some research on his own and was like, it seems like risky business.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I doubt he's crediting us, but I would say, you know, maybe it's some of his own personal research. He got enough of his fans like coming at him and be like, dude, just save up an extra, you know, 15 grand and get that shit done in the US of A. That way you don't get septic on a Mexican highway somewhere and dumped in the ditch or something like that.
When did he say, Kyle, do you know that he's not going to do it anymore?
He said on stream. No, he said on stream a while back that he was going to like continue saving up so that he could get the American surgery. I think he found somewhere that would do the American surgery a bit cheaper than the 24 grand he had been quoted originally. Somewhere like, if I remember correctly, it's in the teens, you know, 15 grand, 17 grand or something to get that surgery. And you get to keep your belly button.
You get to keep your belly button and it's no longer distended.
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely worth it. It's save up the extra 15 grand in lieu of like a good chance of dying. Because like remember the sites we were looking at for the weight loss stuff there?
Yeah.
Like it seemed reputable, but if they're telling you to get in and out in 4 days, it's because they've got a bunch of other Americans coming in to do the exact same surgery, and they're probably not quite as extreme a case.
Yeah, man. It was only 1 day rest, and then you're back on a car, like driving to San Diego on a plane and out. I just pictured him in that airport in San Diego after they've dropped him off, just in incredible pain or doped up on medication, whatever they gave him. You know, probably some extremely strong narcotic. It's a giant hole they were going to cut in.
But how big is that surgery, right? Like women have C-sections in their home the next day.
Yeah, in America. With normal, you know, body fat levels, right? Like he's, you know, not to be shitty, and I'm not picking on him or anything, but he's got a lot of fat to cut through. You've seen how big his belly is. The incision would cut through, even if it were only a 4-inch incision, right? That's a incision that's 4 inches deep and or 4 inches wide and a foot deep. Like there's at least
a foot deep, yeah.
A foot?
I guess.
At least a foot. Come on,
or maybe
green.
Yeah, a foot, maybe. I don't know. I'm having a difficult time picturing a cross section, like my spatial reasoning, like trying to like move this in my head, like a foot.
Yeah.
He's not a trapezoid. He's a sphere. Come on, you've seen him.
Are the organs out by the skin, or like is
they're
there fat
deep inside?
If you ask,
yeah, he's marbled.
Like if you ask me like at gunpoint, like because this is revealing at how little we all know about what's inside going on here. Like aside from lungs and heart. Like if you said, "Where's your heart?" I'd be like, "I'm fucking here." "Where's your lungs?" Like right there ish. And then if they said like, "All right, show me
Liver?
like where are your kidneys?" Pass.
Right here?
Kidney. Or, yeah.
Well, that would do a lot to the cartel violence, I think.
Yeah,
It's only right.
That is some sweet oceanfront property right there.
Those cartels in Mexico, they're just moving weed, right?
I've
Pretty
seen
much
breaking-
More than
primarily?
weed. More than weed.
Oh,
No,
it's
they
more
got,
than
like,
weed.
coke and
Oh,
women
okay.
and people.
There's
There's a lot-
that's like
guns.
I thought who is the guy from Colombia? Who is the big El Jefe from Colombia? Who
Pascabar.
Right.
Pablo Escobar.
Pablo Escobar,
Pablo
right?
Escobar. Yeah. I was just throwing out Colombian sounding syllables.
But those people in those cartels in Mexico, man, that is some hardcore gangsta shit.
Yes.
Like we're gonna
Breaking Bad, man.
chainsaw you in the middle of the street.
Seen it?
Fuck it. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? We're just gonna.
Yeah, they're more
Oh, you
powerful
arrested
than
them.
the army. Like that's ridiculous. The fact that the cartel is not afraid of law enforcement is next level stuff. In the United States, every criminal is very much concerned about law enforcement. Even an individual cop, they typically don't want to shoot an individual cop because they know the kind of trouble that brings. You know, even if there's 9 of us and we're all armed to the tooth and there's one cop, they know you fuck with that cop and they will change your life. It's going to happen. They're going to continue to go after you and until they feel that they have nothing to be mad about anymore. And in Mexico, apparently that's not the case. It's strange to me that they're not afraid of the police.
Even here, I mean,
Mexico's funny. Period. It's funny. I was listening to something and they made out an observation. If you do a crime like over in Britain or something, they will send your ass back to the United States. You do a crime in Mexico, you don't get to come back to the United States.
oh, they'll prosecute you there. If
Yeah,
you're
they'll fucking hold you there.
Good, I like that. Mexico's like, no, you're staying in our prisons.
I don't
fun.
like that.
I would not want to be in a Mexican prison.
You might as well shoot me there.
Yeah, so don't do.
Yeah.
Just legalize it. Put them out of business,
You
or
said
or make them
Detroit.
businessmen instead of gangsters.
they
Make them
smuggle,
businessmen.
but they smuggle women and people and guns. It's not just like weed.
But I mean, if they don't need to smuggle drugs.
That's an interesting thought. If they could make enough money through legalized weed, maybe they'd get out of the women smuggling business.
Nah, I don't think so. I think the women smuggling business is really high profit.
Yeah.
Really? How much does a woman go for? Just, I mean, hypothetically.
Shit, I don't know. How much does a woman cost? That's the real question.
How many pesos we talking here?
They might be cheaper. I'm
I
just
think
trying
they're
to...
free, and you can sell them for 10 grand.
Wait.
That's a
woman
great
for
markup.
10
You know what they
grand?
are? They're a lot more expensive and not as fun as a Delta 6. Right now. Leave the link in the description.
Played.
Go get yourself entered into that giveaway. Trust me, you want one of these bad boys just for the case itself. Carry it around.
You don't have to smuggle
go to
a
the
Delta
airport with
6.
it, maybe.
You don't have to smuggle a Delta 6. You just sign up and try to win one.
Go protect our borders with it.
Might
Don't
work.
do that. No, go
Try
play
it.
in your fucking garage. Don't go to the border with
No,
this.
I mean, who knows? Maybe you'll scare them off. Give it a go.
With the bright orange tip at the end. You'll scare them right off.
You spray paint that. You spray paint that, and you're all good. They're like, what are those buttons on the side? Nothing. Don't worry about it. It's like that. Did you ever see The Fifth Element? It's like that gun.
It's advanced stuff right here.
Oh, yeah, that thing was badass.
Yes, it was.
Now, Real Killer, when he picked up the ZRX-20, would have immediately asked about the little red button on the bottom of the gun.
Little red button. A little red button.
Little red button.
What a great movie that was.
Is it the most dangerous city in America, literally?
It is. It's a point of shame for St. Louisans.
Is that what you guys call yourselves?
I think that's what it is called. St. Louisans?
You should be called the St. Louis.
Ooh, I like that's better. I like that better.
Louis better city in America.
The St. Louis.
I'm a St. Louis.
I'm a St. Louis.
I'm a St.
Well,
Louis.
there are a ton of Italians around here, so that would make sense. Yeah.
Ran
I'm
out
a
of
St.
Chicago.
Louis.
They got ran out of
Louis.
Chicago. They got ran out of Chicago. They went over to St. Louis.
Yeah. They fled Chicago and then Guidoed up St. Louis.
They were forced out by the goblins.
We was forced out by predatory loaning practices. How are we supposed to calculate the exponentials and the
interest and use?
I stand by Harry Potter.
Oh, I have a source here that says St. Louis is the second most dangerous city in America.
Can I guess the most?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you'll get it right, but yes.
Is it
Well,
Gary?
you got to go for Detroit.
Yes.
Is it? It's Gary.
Detroit.
No, it's Detroit, according to this thing.
Fucking
Where's New Orleans?
losers.
Please tell me New Orleans isn't on
We're
that
winning
list.
again. What?
Memphis is third, then Baltimore is fourth. Springfield, Missouri. You guys got a couple cities on there.
Missouri all up on that list.
Oh, it's weird
No,
calculating
that's
that though,
bigoted.
because per capita, like, do you count one of these wild spree shootings in like Uvalde where so many people die in a year? Like it's there can be some aberrations, but that doesn't seem to be happening on that chart. It's literally the most dangerous city.
They're using violent crime
see what
per
you mean.
100,000. That's their thing.
Okay.
Violent crime. Okay, so I see what you mean. Then an outlier could be like a mass murder.
Yeah, some crazy.
That could
stuff.
suddenly shoot one way up the list.
There could be a city with 5 people in it. One gets murdered. Now 20% of the
20%
population.
of the population dies
Got
to
murdered
murder
in 1
every
year.
Where is this good list that has St. Louis at 2? All the ones I'm finding still have us at 1, and that's obviously fake fucking news.
Not a huge improvement
because we are not
table.
the most dangerous city. It's that shithole Detroit.
He's
Going
happy
from
to get
number
that
1 to
ball.
number
Gotta
2
be-
is not that big
It's
of a
funny
deal.
when I
Gotta be embarrassing to live in Detroit. That fucking shithole.
Man, 30 seconds
Wow,
ago it
number
was
one.
him. How
Do
the
you really
turn
want to
tables.
insult people from Detroit?
Mine's the
They're
CBS
murderers.
News one.
They're murderers. Taylor.
I don't care.
All I know about Detroit is I guess the area
Get
code
me?
is 313. That's all I know.
You know what? The funniest thing I've ever heard about
We'll probably
Detroit is
encounter
people
another
who get-
murderer on the way here.
Those people who get their porches stolen.
Wait,
Your
their
whole porch?
A porch or
Zach,
porch
will you pull up a news article about like Detroit porch stolen? Grab me that.
Oh, you
grab
gotta
me
be
that.
shitting me.
Yeah, I guess like maybe.
Why would
maybe
you
I'm
want to
just,
steal a porch?
Is nothing
Maybe-
sacred?
Maybe I
What's
just
there to
fell
gain?
victim to an internet hoax or something, or some silly joke. But it seemed to me that folks were riding up and yoinking people's porches off
Where do
their
you-
houses in the night.
Where do you store
know
it?
what
How do you get
seems
away
like
with
a
it?
good business that people don't do? Pet
Oh my
ransom.
god.
Oh,
Well, shit.
man.
Stoop kid's
Oh, it's
afraid to leave a
fake.
stoop.
I
Oh,
thought
it
they
is a
stole
fake.
homeboy's porch. I
That's
just
so
believed-
funny,
I
though.
told you.
That'd be hilarious if his
If I saw
porch
that
was
picture, it's
stolen.
not fake.
I think pet kidnapping
You
and
just
ransom.
repeat
There's
porch
some money
trust.
in it, right? It's real easy. Dogs love people. Just get a dog, put it in your truck.
Dog napping?
Yeah,
It's happened
people pay
before.
money
Now, are
to
you
get
going to
dogs
resell
back.
them or ask for ransom?
Ask for ransom.
Ransom.
I agree.
Obvious,
I agree.
obviously.
And
Sentimental
be-
value.
Be
Mhm.
honest. If someone said they couldn't pay it, would you send them their dog back anyway?
Of course, I'm not a monster.
What are you going to do? Kill the dog? That's the only other option. To let them know
Kyle,
you
I
need
mean, I have
business.
a business reputation to maintain. I can't get the dog back.
You know what I
Let
would
the
do?
dog
I
go
would send them.
outside.
I would send them a box with their dog's head in it to show that I'm serious.
If you want the dog back, if you want the rest of it.
Kyle,
that
you
be
get one or two dogs
hilarious?
back, you get a reputation for not needing the ransom anymore.
Taylor, you start with the tail.
Just like a gang of retarded murderers.
started
Like,
the wrong end.
here's your dog's head, so you know what there is.
Well, we don't owe you the money anymore, I guess.
We'll send you a foot next. It's like, all right,
Thanks,
well,
Elon
they
Musk.
overplayed their hand.
Give us the ransom money, or if you ever want the rest of your dog.
If you ever want to
Neck
see
down.
the rest of your dog, you're gonna leave a 15-pound bucket of sour Skittles at the corner of 5th and Maple. No cameras. You come alone.
It's not cut out of a magazine. It's cut out of a coloring book.
Yeah, it's cut out of a coloring book.
Ransom note cut from a coloring book.
Yeah, all of his, it's like the stuff like A is for Apple. Like that's his ransom
He
note
signed it
shit.
at the end.
No, I agree.
From the
though.
misspellings, we can infer. that this
Who
is
was
a
it? Is it? Remember when Lady Gaga's dogs got kidnapped like last year?
Yeah.
No, maybe
that
that's
was
why
a-
it sounded familiar.
That was actually a false flag.
Oh man, nobody really kidnapped Lady Gaga's dogs.
A false
No,
flag from
that
who?
was Syria.
Syria again?
Oh, again,
Yeah.
damn it,
They were,
man.
they were trying
Mad
to shut
men.
down. They were trying to shut down news stories about genocide, so they stole her dogs.
It
I
seems
can't
like it'd be
believe
hard
you,
to get
I
away
can't
with.
believe you didn't hear about that.
I don't believe any of that. I think you're watching too much Alex Jones.
You're free to be a fool.
I think we could make a decent living dog napping. And here's the other thing.
That's what I'm saying.
How much trouble do you get in for stealing a dog and ransoming it? Now I guarantee.
I'm not even
like,
sure there's a rule against it.
Extortion,
Yeah.
man, or blackmail.
all right, so it's got to
in
be like
general.
it's theft of property, and it's probably. But what else is there? Some
That's
sort
insulting
of
to dogs.
Are there felonies? That's what we need to know here.
is there maybe some sort of crime like asking for the ransom because and using some sort of electronic devices? There's always some like
Probably.
weird law about that. about utilizing electronic devices to further your fucking criminal gains. You
There's
know,
workarounds for that.
Oh,
right?
State and foreign commerce.
Just
send her a fucking letter.
cup in the string.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guys, this
oh,
is
here's what I
bad
do.
news.
Here's what I do, Taylor. I'd write her a real letter and I'd put a paw print in blood.
They'll know it's
But
their
it's
dog.
only got 2 pads on its paw now
No,
because,
God damn it, we
she's
don't.
been dilly dallying.
Taylor's out of the operation.
We don't hurt the dog unless they, refuse
Unless
to pay
they
us the
ask
money.
for it.
You ever seen From Dusk Till
Not-
Dawn? He's like Quentin Tarantino's character, like
No,
no interest in keeping the hostage or getting the money, just straight wants to kill it.
No, just want to suck toes. just like Quentin
That's what he wanted to
Tarantino.
do. Yeah, that's,
He did
that's
just
pretty
wanna
much
suck
always
toes.
interested.
That is.
He wanted
that guy loves
Well, what he
sucking
really
toes.
wanted to do was rape that woman to death, which is what he did. It
That's
wasn't
true.
funny at all.
He's a guy who knows what he likes, and I respect that.
Well,
He took it in that movie, that's for sure.
Just
and then
like
he comes back
Harvey
and he's like,
Weinstein.
"No, wait, she was getting
he
crazy."
produced that movie. No, that's a good movie. It's one of those that makes that crazy twist. If you ever see From Dusk Till Dawn, it's good. But no, he plays a really awful character in that movie.
Yeah.
Like he leaves him, he leaves him alone with the waitress or whatever, and he rapes her and murders her in there. And he comes back. He's like, "What is wrong with you?
Is this what I do? Is this
And
what
Quentin-
you think we do?"
And Quentin Tarantino's like, "You don't understand. Once you left, she was a completely different
She turned into a
person."
different person. She started fighting me. And he
Like-
said, "Yeah, you remember what he said? Can you even say it on here?" He said she wouldn't have said shit with a mouth full of.
Yeah,
Dick.
Yeah,
You could
something
say
like
dick.
that.
I don't know what
You
line
can
of.
say
of-
there's no line
application.
here. You can say whatever you want, but
Okay, good.
You
but
just
no,
steer
that-
clear
that's-
of hard R's.
It appears that Westboro Baptist Church, the people that protest funerals and things like that, they're going to Iraq to protest ISIS.
No, they're not.
I wish them well. I wish them Godspeed.
They're totally not going.
The famously hateful religious organization known for their grand publicity stunts has decided they are going to fly to Iraq and protest ISIS. After announcing plans to picket Robin Williams' funeral, Australian comedian Adam Hills dared the group to put their money where their mouths are and protest real Christian prosecution in Iraq. They even offered to pick up the cost for their airfare. And it appears that they're going. We accepted. Where are the tickets? So, and ironically, they picketed in Iraq before. Google it. #toldya.
Wow.
Hashtag told you.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, how
See, that's a
awesome.
disgusting organization. But when you see them doing their shit, don't you feel just awful for the children who are involved in it? Where like the disgusting parents are making like a 6-year-old little kid hold up like a, all gays burn in hell or whatever sign they make them do.
If the Westboro Baptist Church.
No. Hang
were
on.
to
The next tweet. The next thing, though, it says the tweet was accompanied by a picture of the group supposedly protesting in Iraq, though the setting of the picture was not Iraq.
Google
was it? Did
searches
it
do
have,
not
like,
show any
some
public.
fucking
They've
landmark
never
in
been
the
to
background?
Iraq.
Wait, this is a Christian group. They wouldn't lie.
Yeah, exactly. Christian groups don't lie, Kyle. It's against their religion.
Duh. Jesus, Kyle, don't you know anything?
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? How awesome would it be if like ISIS got into a fight with a Mexican cartel and the Westboro Baptist Church went there to protest it? That seems like the perfect combo of people that you want to kill each other.
That's
my.
I
I'd
support
watch
it.
it. I'd watch that video.
Mm.
You know,
Provided it was well edited.
wouldn't you? Well, I don't want to watch anything to do with those cartel videos. Those like head sawings, that disgusting, awful dismemberment stuff. It's just
It's really
terrible.
bad. I don't like that stuff. Yeah, you definitely don't want to. I heard one story where a cartel stopped a busload of people, and I think they were just all innocent. They were just travelers, and I don't remember why they did this to them, but they took them out and they made them all fight gladiatorial style till there was only one left to the death.
Sometimes I think
Thunderdome.
about that. Like I was in line at my bank the other day,
Mhm.
and the line was extra long, longer than you'd guess. And
I was
I'm-
in line at my bank. What
Mhm.
year is it? What did
I had I needed a bunch of cash. I was buying Collins lawnmower. So how do you get like thousands of dollars in cash?
sell a bunch of drugs generally.
Oh, okay.
But,
Well, fair enough. So anyway, I was in line at my bank and there was a long line, maybe like 20 people in it or so. And I'm like, where do I stack rank in terms of being able to beat all these guys up? Right off the bat, I could take every girl in line. So now it's really just amongst the other men. And half of the men, again, like I narrowed it down. I'm like, all right, that guy's the biggest, right? And he looks like he works in lawn care or something like that. So he's got some, toughness going about him. That guy probably works out the most. I'm assuming none of them are trained. And I'm like, there it is. I think it's the three of us. The three of us would battle it out to figure out who the toughest guy in the teller line is. Am I the only one who has these thoughts?
No, I think about stuff like that too. Like if you're behind a really big looking, like, muscly bodybuilder kind of guy, and you're standing behind him, you're like, if I punch this guy square in the back of his head right now, as hard as I could, would that be enough to take this guy down? Would I win that ensuing battle?
Or
Or
would
would
I-
that just be a grave error? Where it's like, boom, and then it's like, oh, it didn't do what I thought it would. Yeah, he's just like the cave troll from Lord of the Rings, just like.
Doesn't react at all. He reacts like like a gnat hit him or something. He just slowly turns around and is like, "That was a mistake, little man."
Yeah, and he'll say it like it just turns out that he's Russian or like the scariest brand of person. Like, did the breeze come in here very quickly, or what is happening right now? Like,
That's a nice accent right there.
yeah, I should start a channel
Yeah,
based on that.
Do you have any guns?
I have not enough to compete with.
Casually got stabbed.
It's a very, very common thing in Scotland. It was actually really fucking bad here for a very long time. It got to the point where if you got caught with a knife, it was 6 months mandatory sentence. Like no ifs, no buts, 6 months. And then the prisons filled up really fucking quickly, and they had to like dial that back.
I have a question.
But yeah, we were the murder capital of Western Europe for
When they
fucking
say no
decades,
knife,
yeah.
does that apply to shorter knives and multi-tools and stuff? Like
you can be arrested for having a multi-tool. Yeah,
That's insane.
that. Yeah, that's really bonkers.
What if you
I
live-
carry a
So
multi-tool
there was a
all the
guy
time.
there was a guy in Aberdeen that got arrested for having a potato peeler. Google it. Like yeah, it's the thing is, see if you're fishing or hunting or camping, it's then down to the police officer's discretion. Like
Without
he can-
moving my chair, I can reach 5 knives and 3 axes.
Well, keep them there, and you won't have any kind of problems.
You won't have the Scottish authorities breathing down your neck.
It's weird to me that they have laws against just like sharpened edges. Like that's
It's-
We
it's
have them here.
because
though.
we-
You
it's
can't-
because
you
we
can't
don't-
walk
we
the
don't have-
streets with a
yeah.
with a blade. In
They don't
most
have a
states,
constitution.
right?
I have a multi-tool in my pocket always.
Yeah,
no, you
that's
get
a
arrested for
big
that, yeah.
difference. Don't we have like a 3-inch limit on the blade that you can carry?
It's
or
something like I have 3.5 in my head, but I'm low confidence. Yeah,
That's interesting though, because there's constitutional carry of firearms in so many places where you can just strap that bitch on your hip. Does it pertain to swords? Can I throw a katana on my back?
Absolutely, you can. Yeah.
sure?
The one
Yeah.
question I got wrong on my concealed carry
Pretty
was
sure.
that it enables me to carry knives. It doesn't.
Oh, I thought you could just carry knives and like by default,
I'm going by that. You
Uh-huh.
know,
I don't think
or
so.
maybe like special knives, like the ones that they do have limits on, like butterfly knives or those like ones that shoot out. Like I know they have laws about those, right?
Why are
Uh,
butterfly knives like illegal, but you could walk down the street with the big fucking like crocodile
AR-15.
Dundee fucking
It's got to
thing?
be something
Yeah.
from movies where that it's something that got legislated because somebody saw something scary in a movie. It has nothing to do with the danger.
I
of a
bet you're
butterfly
100%
knife.
right.
It totally is. It's the same with switchblades, right? Every bad guy in a movie is like flick. It's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a bad knife. Bad knife.
see the weird thing about it is like see all these things in Scotland, you can buy them. You can
Mm-hmm.
buy them and you can have them in your house. The instant you leave your garden, you're breaking the law.
how do you get
That's
it
true
home?
here of a lot of things. So there's
That's
a lot
it,
of things we sell here as paperweights that are just bludgeoning weapons. And like Amazon's got plenty of them. There's plenty of paperweight brass knuckles or like blackjacks or all sorts of little bludgeoning tools and instruments.
They're all illegal here. See, even like the spring battens, like the police use,
Yeah.
totally illegal. Not allowed them. You're not allowed pepper spray. You're not allowed
What about
tasers.
a cricket bat.
A cricket bat for playing cricket. Yeah,
Of
you're
course,
allowed
that's
that,
what it's
yeah.
for.
Yeah, of course. Well, what was it? What was it they say? Oh, well, if you keep a baseball bat in your car, also keep a mitt. You're loyal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
And like if I'm ever showed up to beat somebody up with a baseball bat, I'm wearing my uniform. I got cleats on.
Meanwhile, you're like 36 years old. You haven't played baseball in 18 years.
It's like that gang for the
Yeah,
Warriors.
come at me.
Doesn't fit right.
I'm wearing that fucking like the whole uniform to court too. It came at me when I was playing ball. What are you playing, sir?
Dude,
Irrelevant.
It's my made-up game.
Speaking of weapons, because there's a lot of street violence in Scotland, that's why it was like, oh, that stuff was like horrendously like illegal. You would get immediate time for it. But there was one big fight I was in because, like I said, like youths, we're from here. You're not from here. We don't want you here. And then the fight would start. Well, there was a fight where there was all of us and there was all of them. Everyone always goes like, oh, why are you talking about shit like this on stream? This is Scotland. This is just what people did growing up. Like, fucking, this is just the way things are here. But a guy turned up to a fight with a step ladder, a little step ladder, like a little 3-step step ladder, and we are all laughing at him and pointing at him, going like that. What the fuck? What are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with that? And everyone, and then we all charged into each other. I got knocked out with a step ladder. at least allegedly, I don't remember a fucking thing. I don't remember shit. Like, I just remember like sort of waking up like after it, and I'm sort of like body jerking around and shit like that, and all my friends are going, "Fucking hell, man! Your head ate that fucking step ladder, man! Like, you got fucked up."
I would love to see a
So,
street gang in Scotland just like roll in office chairs.
Various things from the supply
16
cupboard.
people going backwards.
A stapler.
You're eating like chicken legs, like but the bones are slightly sharp.
I do like the idea that they all have staplers, whipping them around like nunchucks,
like they're the jets, snapping at you, swinging staplers around. I bet you can fuck somebody up with a stapler.
It's just the weapon laws here are just like fucking so strict. Like firearms are just completely gone. Like none at all. It's like you get people as well that go, no, you can like get a shotgun and you can get like you can apply for a license, but like to meet the requirements, it's just not possible. The only way that you ever meet the requirements for any type of firearms, like pistols, full ban. Pistols are completely banned. You're not allowed them, full stop. But like you can get like a deer hunting rifle or a shotgun, but the hoops and requirements you have to meet are so strict that like nobody gets it. In order to get those licenses, you would have to have never even breathed near a police officer in your entire life. Like I got my you see even an air rifle, like a little 2.2 spring loaded like air rifle, you need a license for that as well. And my license got rejected, not for the Nazi pug stuff, not for the fucking fighting or anything like that, but because when I was 17, I was caught drinking in the street. That's
So that
why my license
disallows
rejected.
you forever from owning a hunting rifle
For something that happened like 15 years prior. So not even a hunting rifle, a 2.2 air rifle. This thing would give a deer a slight bruise. Right? It's just.
I mean, I'm pretty sure those are in the toy section in America.
Yeah, if you shot me with that, you would hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
and then Woody would respond with a real weapon.
Yeah,
Woody'd be like, "That's neat. Here's my gun." Like,
no, the reason they got banned was this happened in Glasgow. There was firefighters attending like a building that was on fire, and everyone was crowded round to watch. And some dickhead was firing an air rifle at the firefighters, but then he hit like this. He hit like this 2-year-old boy in the head, and the 2-year-old boy ended up dying. And because of that, all air rifles absolutely banned. So basically, there was shit tons of hobbyists like all over Scotland, and it was like a pretty expensive industry. It was pulling in like a few million like every year and everything like that. But now it's completely, utterly shut down because, like I said, the hoops you need to jump through, the requirements, like nobody could fucking meet them. But that was the plan. Like that was the plan, like to take everyone's fucking guns away.
Yeah, absolutely.
That sucks. The knife thing, because they're really useful tools.
Yeah, like
I've got
a little one I use for fishing and everything as well. But like again, even if I'm fishing and I get caught with that knife, it's down to the officer's discretion.
So I was gonna ask about that. Like, are officers like, well, this guy's clearly fishing. It's a fillet knife.
some will be complete dicks. There are
Yeah.
a lot of our police officers are like, everyone talks about like police officers on power trips in America. Ours are so much worse, and it's a lot to do
Really?
with the.
It's hard to be a lot worse.
What is worse about him?
Police officers in Scotland tend to be Protestants, which is us going back into that whole thing again.
Yeah.
And if you've got an Irish last name, then you might be in a little bit of trouble.
Really? So they find somebody they find an O'Malley, in the middle of the lake. He's more likely to get in trouble than Smith.
They deny that shit happens. They deny it happens, but it fucking happens. It happens.
Huh. Well, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Like not being able to have knives is so fucking foreign and bizarre. Because like when you think about a knife, like what list, where in the list when you just think knife, do you think stabbing someone? It's so low. You think like, when I think it's like, I keep a knife that would be illegal where Dank is right near my front door, and its only purpose is boxes. Purpose is boxes.
Oh my God. Right now, I hardly leave bed because my leg's broken. But normally, I use my knife every day, and it's almost all on Amazon boxes.
Yeah.
It's something.
It's removing such a utility. Like what?
Yeah,
sometimes you need a knife.
The concept of
He's
a
allowed them at
sharpened
home.
edge being illegal. I know, but the concept of a sharpened edge being illegal is so weird. It's like outlawing subtraction. Like what?
Yeah.
No, this is cavemen figured this shit out.
I don't know what the law,
I
I don't know what the laws are there, but I'm guessing that it's illegal for him to have a knife that he doesn't need for work outside his home, right?
Well, you missed what Dank said in that, like, it's up to the cop's discretion. So if you have a
As it should
multi-tool
be.
that you use to pull the hook out of a fish's mouth, if that cop doesn't like you, he can arrest you while you're
You
fishing.
shouldn't
for
have
them.
that. That can kill people because then what'll happen is there'll be the fucking all of a sudden there'll be a gang called the Leathermen, and all they'll do is fucking look. If you want to kill somebody with a Leatherman, man, you'll absolutely make it happen. A Leatherman is a sturdier knife than that green piece of shit there.
But
Yeah.
what he was saying was that if you go fishing and you have, what a fishing knife looks like, probably the
yeah.
audience does too. It's a
Mhm.
special fillet thing, and it's clearly a purpose-built fishing knife. It's up to the officer's discretion. If you're in a rowboat in this situation, the officer might be like, "No, I don't think you should have that knife." It's like clearly this knife has utility for what I'm up to.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure
Yeah,
there's gonna be
one of-
repercussion for you in the legal system down the road, though, right? You'll get to the court, and the judge will be like, well, was he on a fishing boat? Yeah. Did he have fish? Yeah. Was he cleaning the fish with a knife? Yeah. I think it's a fishing knife, officer.
Yeah, but the thing is, you still get arrested and you still get fucking your knife confiscated and you still have to go to court and all that stuff, and that shit just shouldn't happen. in the
Cost you
first
money.
place.
Yeah.
It does,
Yeah.
though. I mean, I got arrested for like carrying that pistol that time. They're like, your permit doesn't work, and it's like, you say so. I mean, you do have handcuffs.
And you have a gun also.
And did you have a concealed carry?
Oh yeah, I was 1,000% legal. Yeah.
I didn't know if you were open carrying or something.
I was open carrying, but it doesn't matter in Georgia. Like I have a permit to carry a handgun.
Yeah, in North
And-
Carolina, you don't need a permit to open carry unless it's changed. It could be out of date. Concealed, yes, but open, no.
Mhm. Yeah, there wasn't a distinction here at the time. Like I even made that point. I was like, open carrying is the more kind way to carry. like as far as law is concerned, I'm like, I got it out here for all to see. I'm
Mhm.
not hiding a damn thing because I don't think there's anything wrong with what I'm doing. That's what I'm implying by my actions here.
Sure.
I walked into a Walmart wearing a Ruger, sir. If I was up to no good, I wouldn't have been playing fucking Spyro
Yeah.
in the video game section with my cousin. All right,
And you wouldn't have picked a Georgia Walmart because you're not the only guy there with a Ruger.
We're in Hartwell, Georgia. Okay, like my odds of getting out of here are slim.
Yeah. If I start shooting, I'm not making it past home.
The good old boys in the parking lot are gonna slay me, dude. You go to a southern Walmart parking lot at 11 p.m. at night. There's a crowd of guys out there who will gun you down. It'll be a firing squad. They're all in their jacked up trucks with chew in their mouth, trying to fuck some hillbilly.
Yeah,
and they all
It's
got
part of their
guns.
culture and to be respected.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really
I'm gonna
think
get
about how everyone else had one, but yeah. And in North Carolina, every so often I see someone open carry, but somehow they're able to vibe I do this all the time. Like
especially the old guys.
Yeah, even I saw young ones open carrying recently, and they had this like, if you have a problem, this is really a you problem. I do this every day vibe about them, and they were like 24, and I was like, okay, I don't know. It wasn't alarming because they didn't seem to give a fuck.
No, I don't mind it at all. And people try to make that a racial issue sometimes. They're like, oh, they're all about gun rights until we want one. And I'm like, I love seeing black people with guns. We want as many, as an ex-gun owner, we want as many black gun owners as we can get. We'd love for you to be part of the fun that is gun ownership. Like they're for defending your rights, and y'all get your rights trampled on more than anybody.
You shouldn't
So
be able
might
to
as well
vote
have
unless
one.
you own guns.
They've got it. You're close. You're close. I have something similar where I can't vote or own guns. So you move those pieces around.
Iceland and St. Louis have about the population. Imagine trying to make a team from just the people from St. Louis.
I mean, unless it's professional hammering.
Or like rib making. It's like really good at that.
We have a great professional barbecue team. I mean, if it was a statewide team, we could make a damn good barbecue team. We get St. Louis and Kansas City in there, but that's about it. Other than that, it's just we'd win the crime off.
You could win the crime off nationally.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Baltimore might have a word like Philly. What about
Baltimore, DC, Detroit? They all pale in comparison. And whenever I look,
Baltimore had more murder per capita or more murders than days in the year for like 13 years straight.
I would love if
let's get a per capita.
took this horrible trophy from St. Louis. So
what about Gary, Indiana? Isn't that like actually the worst place in the world or in the U.S.? All right, number 1 murder per capita is St. Louis, Missouri. And number two is Baltimore, right behind.
Look at us, St. Louis at 69.4 murders per 100,000. Baltimore 51.1, right behind.
No,
New
58.
Orleans.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just New Orleans.
Oh, different.
Third place, a paltry 40.6.
Detroit
murders.
gets all this credit for how tough they are, and they have half your murder rate.
What a bunch of losers.
Like a third.
I'm running low on population.
DC 19th place. I didn't expect them to do so poorly.
Kansas City 7. I always thought of that as like the safe city here.
It is the 7th most dangerous city is twice as safe as St. Louis.
There's got to be a plot.
Nobody
like
goes there.
I would love to see a data is beautiful of like seeing if there's a correlation or causation between like how boring and cold a city gets in the winter and how many people die or get murdered there. Because like Baltimore, pretty fucking boring and cold in the winter. St. Louis got to be up there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
I mean, that'd be interesting because then you would expect a city like Edmonton in Canada to be flush with murders, and I bet they're pretty safe.
Canadian murder rate by city.
I would think the heat would be the problem.
Wait, okay, listen. I'm going to tell you the highest, the one that popped up as a major one was Edmonton at 2.2 per 100,000. Thunder Bay though, Thunder Bay is crazy at the highest of 5.5.
Listeners, by comparison, 2.2. St. Louis 69.
How many people are in Edmonton though?
It's per capita.
Yeah, it's per capita.
Oh, it is per capita. You're right. I'm an idiot.
I don't think there's a lot of people in Edmonton, but that's like
Edmonton
is. I'm pretty sure that's their coldest, northernmost like major city, right?
Edmonton?
Everything above that is like bullshit, like just freezing wasteland.
Inuit.
You have questions about Canadian geography, you come to the right place.
Yes. Well, like fuck, it's Canada. Like 30% of them live in Toronto or something, maybe 20%, something like that.
It is 25. Maybe.
Is it? I'll trust that. I'll trust your estimate based on my guesses.
No, I thought it's like 80% of the population lives within like 20 miles of the border. Some shitty
like
stat
that.
like that.
Yeah.
They really should just be a state. Like
I
one of our
disagree.
states.
If they were a state, then we could connect to Alaska, which would be cool.
Yeah. And we could divide Canada into 50 more states, so we have 100 stars on our flag,
Oh, can you imagine 2 senators coming from some patch of ice getting equal votes?
What
with
do you
California?
mean? That's what we do with Wisconsin. I mean, or I'm sorry, Minnesota. What other?
No, but these
you're
would be
thinking of, like,
states.
Wyoming.
These would be
Yeah,
states
sure,
with
you're
like
right.
these would be states with like literally 11 people, and like 25% of their population are senators.
Yes,
That'd be great.
Yeah, I mean,
or yeah, we could break New York and Cali into 5 each, and then we only have to make
but
what?
they wouldn't all be Democrats.
Only 90.
It would be more representative. I don't know. I'm going.
I'm
on.
I'm
No
more
one
I'm
cares.
more interested in getting an even 100 stars.
I would rather keep it 50. We combine the Dakotas, right?
Uh-huh.
Get
Yes.
Puerto Rico in here, and then
Let's combine the Virginias. They also have a weird naming scheme.
No. They do have a weird naming scheme, but they don't. Combining them makes no sense. You can't combine North and South Carolina. They're also the same. I mean, very different, like
I do
culturally.
base it on the names.
I say we just merge Idaho and Montana because that's like 800,000 people.
No, these states would be too weird looking. I don't like the way the like North.
Well,
and
North
South
and
Dakota,
South is good. That's a square.
that one. Okay, that's the one I'm okay with. Idaho and Montana, that'd be some weird ghastly monstrosity.
Yeah, but look at what Maryland looks like. It's the same. Just
I bitched about that this other episode.
Gerrymandered. Like
Maryland
county
is
maps.
it has to be, in my opinion, humbly, the ugliest state outline. That shit doesn't make any
Totally.
sense.
Isn't it
That
'cause of
West
rivers?
Virginia?
Because
Yeah.
of rivers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like the glorious Alpha Chad geometric Utah, which is just like fucking draw lines in the sand, call it a day. Like that.
I mean, that's
Why'd you
Colorado.
pick
like
on
that.
Utah and not like a Dakota or Wyoming?
I because I think in my head Utah is more square. Colorado would have been the correct choice here.
Yeah,
I might be wrong.
because Utah has that little jut.
Utah,
up,
yeah,
but it still looks pretty good.
Proudly taking.
Oh, you're
some
right. Utah's
territory.
more square than I thought it was. Well, I should have known that.
The way we like did states was like when you start on a project and you're really into the intricacy of it, and towards
Yeah.
the end you're just like, this is fine. This is okay.
Colorado and Nebraska is pretty solid.
I mean, look at that. Colorado and Wyoming, 2
They're-
alpha squares.
Yeah.
That's good. New Mexico gets fucked a little bit because they have that little hang off. Let's give that hang off back to Mexico. Make them a nice square.
Yeah. I mean, Texas, we got to lock Texas off. We got to get rid of that.
What if we get like an autistic president and he's like, they all have to be squares? It's the only thing he works towards for 4 years. Like, we need health care. He's like, well, we'll get to that right after the great squarification.
America is a grid system, and that's how we're just going to be. You live on the 89th parallel.
Oval Office? Not in this administration.
It's like when Norwegians take over. We've got Scandinavian design leading all of everything. It's like,
I like when they have like a little comedic timing to them. I saw one where the guy gets out and starts shit with the other guy, and he's got some sort of mall ninja sword that like folds up until it's 6 inches long, but then like sha until it's like this long, like thin blade, swingy blade, and the other guy's like, "Whoa, what the fuck? You have a sword?" And the guy's filming it. He's like, "Oh, homeboy got a sword. What the fuck?" Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude, play it safe. Because the other guy's like, no, I don't want to beef with a sword wielding man. And so the sword man like retreats, and he's like, oh wait, homeboy got something in his trunk. What he got? Guy's popping his trunk. Oh, he got a gun. He's got like an AR-15. You see him grab the AR-15 and like pull it up here, and then the video turns off. And I'm like, I hope that was fake because the comedic timing's perfect. It's just like the one. There's one where there's a motorcycle, a guy on his motorcycle
Baseball
riding in
bat
an
guy.
alleyway. And some guy stops him and like mugs him with a knife. And he's like, yeah, take the bike, man. Take the bike, man. And then all of a sudden the song cuts in, just the two of us. And he like pulls a Glock out and puts it, and he's like pointing at the guy's back, and the video cuts. And I'm sure that one's fake. That one's definitely some.
I've
buddies.
seen that reel. It wasn't in America. It's South America somewhere. And the guy like doesn't resist. He lets him take the motorcycle, and then he unloads like 6 into him. The caption said the victim.
Like I was waiting for someone to take
lost
that
the
bike.
with a cop. I don't know if it's true.
Yeah, I saw like South America has some of the best carjacking videos. I saw a lot of scooter robberies in South America, and I saw one where these 2 guys on a scooter tried to stop these other 2 guys who were just walking and rob them, and then go off into the night on their scooter. And they had a machete, and the people they were accosting, one of them had a gun. And so what ended up happening is that I guess these two guys, the one with the gun who was about to be robbed, I guess they were also criminals. And so they then robbed the robbers, and then it's them riding away, two of them on a moped. So like they were about to get robbed, and they're like, no, you know what? Actually, this isn't cool. Give us your moped. So, a little corrective justice there. I liked that. Good for them.
I like it
Also,
when you
the
go.
law in South America with guns and self-defense seems to be that as long as they're within 700 to 800 yards of you, you can pursue them, you can kill them, you can shoot them. Like you see an American like be like blah blah. All right, I neutralized the 7-Eleven thief, and he's laying there being like, my legs. In fucking Honduras, they don't stop shooting. They reload, they get friends, they kill you, they murder you. Same with Asia.
They have a cookout around your body.
They seem to. Yeah, they play for keeps in Honduras and in Guatemala and all those places that I don't want to visit.
I don't blame the road rage guys. Like driving is, people don't appreciate the gravity of how dangerous driving is. Like just how easy it is to fucking die. Like I think it should be justified if somebody seriously cuts you off in a very dangerous way to just beat their ass for like 10 seconds. I think that should be legal.
Just 10 seconds. Well, it's going to be hard to get them to agree to it.
Well, if the law agrees, you should like call a cop so we can come by and watch. Be like, all right, get like a timer, like stopwatch, go, and you get your time.
I'd be good with that. Everyone would be a lot more courteous if they knew.
Oh yeah,
that
way less.
I was waiting for Woody's reaction. Woody went, "Ooh."
Oh yeah, Woody
Like,
would be the guy.
video. I was waiting for Woody to agree the video was legit, and I saw it in his eyes. He was like, "Yes."
Kyle's exactly right. That was me reacting to the link he put in the chat. For people watching, Kyle linked in the chat. Looked like it was maybe not America, outside some sort of quickie mart, and someone came along with a drive-by and shot. I looked at it quickly. 3-4 people.
3 people. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah, they come back with G-teens. It's crazy. Like I think that was Mexico. It's a cartel hit or something like that from at least a year ago. I see it crop up every now and then. But the thing that strikes me is how that the drive-by comes by and shoots all these people who are just outside some little bar tiki thing. To the left of them, parked in a car with the lights off, though, is the second team. So the first team like wheels out of there, and the second one pulls out and like gets the survivors. It's crazy.
Yeah, I just saw that. They made.
I didn't know the
they
whole
were
thing was
dead.
there. Then they come up with G18s. Yeah, fucking fully automatic Glock pistols, which I see those far too much now on like social media. It's a real flex. And
is it easy to convert?
Yeah, and it's just these. I think it's 3 little pieces, but one of them's a bolt or like a pin, really. So it's just a little bit of aluminum and steel, and you've got a fully automatic Glock, and then those mags are everywhere. Those 33, 31, 32, something like that round mags. And then I think drums have been coming out more and more. They used to be the drum I shot a decade ago was handmade. Like nobody sold a drum.
A decade ago, they were a little unreliable. I don't know. If I was to conduct a quickie mart murder, I don't know that I'd go drum because maybe I'm out of date.
Who fucking knows? I wouldn't. But it's scary as hell to see those things.
Dude, those cartels are so scary. They really are. They got me with those. That picture of the dude's head on like a fucking old Chevy hood where like all the skin's been peeled off. I could see that right now. I haven't seen that picture in 12 years. I remember seeing it online and being like,
I got a movie.
Dude,
it's horrible.
Cartels are scary, but like nothing is remotely as scary as the United States military. Like nothing comes close. I think it was Schwarzkopf who had this quote, who's like, I like the United States Army. I like them so much. The more soldiers that are around me, the happier I am. And I think he was in Iraq at the time. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. I'm a little happy with 20,000 of them, and I'm really happy with 120,000 soldiers around me. And like the shit we can do, just the remote flipping people's light switches off.
The reason epic. So
the reason I think that the United States is so scary is because our intelligence,
because we're an evil empire.
Don't say that out loud. You know, Star Wars were the bad guys, right? You know that, right? It was made.
I heard that was about Vietnam.
It's about
we're
Vietnam,
the empire,
and we're the empire.
Is that true?
That's 100% true. George Lucas has said that. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, that's why I said
but it's poppycock. What's scary about the United States is like of course they can go like turn your government upside down and put in their own if they want to, and not just a little country, but like a medium-sized country. And we can kind of do it in the background, right? Like nobody there are no nurses like, who couldn't buy my fancy handbag this month because imports are being sunk in the Atlantic. No, the imports aren't being sunk in the Atlantic. It's business as usual while we upend your medium-sized country. What's scary though for the individual, because who cares what happens over there? We're over here, yay. They could scoop you up if you happen to be one of the billion men whose first name's Muhammad and last name sounds like something scary, and send you to one of those black sites that we have all over the world, where we basically go to one of the countries that you think we wouldn't normally do a lot of business with, but it turns out we can be like, hey, we want 20,000 square feet in the corner of one of your military bases on this weird little desert country you have. We'll do our thing there. Don't ask any questions. And they're just in there torturing the fuck out of people. And not only that, we'll just turn them over to like the Saudis. Like, hey, you don't want to talk to us? You can talk to the Saudis. They'll pull your fingernails out and like rape your butthole with a camel or some shit. They'll do whatever they want.
That's why we're the GOAT. That's why we're the GOAT of all time, dude. That's why we fucking won.
Dude,
so that shit in Vegas, that's esoteric. Don't read into that. Yeah.
Did you do a documentary on that? A video on
yeah, that's a good
Vegas
idea.
shooting?
That's a really good idea to do on YouTube. I think they'd approve of everything I have to say about that.
Yeah, after that you could do 9/11 and you could do all sorts of videos that they would love and that you wouldn't get taken down for. Waco, Ruby Ridge.
Yeah, that'd be really wise.
Abu Ghraib.
Abu Ghraib. Yeah, that's where. Yeah,
I think we may have put objects in their bums occasionally.
What's rapey is a little interesting, right? Like it even varies state to state. In New York, for instance, I just happen to know this because of the Trump stuff. It's not rape unless you use your penis.
That's true. Yeah.
Really?
It's sodomy.
You can use a drumstick. I'm trying to say broomstick, a dildo, your fingers. It's not rape. It's just sexual assault.
Huh.
I've got a good movie for you about the cartel, though. If you've never seen Sicario,
I've seen Sicario. I saw it in theaters, so probably 10 years ago. I
Josh
remember it being all
Brolin,
right.
Benicio del Toro, and John Krasinski's wife, whatever her fucking name is. It's real good. It's they formed this team to go topple a cartel in Mexico, and they've got like a lady FBI agent, a CIA agent, and just an assassin. And it's very good. There's a part where they need to get some intelligence out of a cartel leader, and they've taken him back to the U.S. And Benicio del Toro walks in with a big jug of water, and everybody assumes he's gonna waterboard the guy. They even mentioned like one of the guys had been giving him water. He's like, "Oh, you filled his belly up with water, you dirty dog." And everybody's like, "Yeah, he's gonna waterboard him. Let's leave him to it." And then he doesn't open the water. Benicio del Toro just rapes him.
Did they get answers?
They got all the answers. Taylor.
Yeah, the answers were yes, yes, oh God, yes.
Yeah, that was the answer.
They got all.
It's not so bad.
So I go to this doctor, and he, I had bleeding bed sores on my buttocks, so he told me to drop my black and white striped trousers and my pink boxer shorts and bend over, and he's looking at these bed sores, and he did give me antifungal ointment to take back to my cell. So I'm putting this antifungal ointment on my bed sores. This is months later now, when I was in a cell, I think on my own, and a guy appeared at my window. I'm half naked. This guy looks through the window and he disappears. And I got a love letter shoved under my door a few hours later, commenting on my hairy arse and proposing we have a gay prison marriage. And in fact, his exact words were, "I'm looking forward to shampooing your hairy arse on our honeymoon in San Francisco."
Oh, that's so sweet.
He's a bit of a romantic. I like this guy. Now, I know it wasn't what you were looking for, but you didn't say this is a man with bad eyesight.
Cosign.
Right?
Yeah, I gotta. Was he cute?
All right, this is now my introduction to Frankie. Frankie was a Mexican Mafia hitman. He showed me his paperwork. $50,000. It was his fee for murder for hire. He was in for conspiracy for murder. and he was genuinely bisexual, but he was a chess champ, and he'd heard about my chess playing skills, so he had come to my window that day to challenge me to chess. He saw me with my trousers down, bent over, putting the antifungal ointment on the bleeding red sores on my behind, and he said it was love at first sight. So
Does anyone else feel like we have to see the behind to know?
Frankie seems pretty nice so far.
Oh, yeah. He did. He had my back, not my backside. He had my back. For many situations.
Baspinga, yeah.
And he was coming on to me throughout many months that he was housed in there as I was housed.
True.
And,
a little piece of you flattered.
If you go to a gay bar and the fellas come up to you and you do feel a bit flattered.
Sure.
I'm not. There's so many homophobic people out there, and it's all nonsense, isn't it? People should just get along with everybody. And he wanted me to do naked yoga for him. He wanted me to play strip chess and all.
Not with him, for him. So so you were going to be doing yoga alone to no tape in a cell for him.
He just wanted to bang his bishop while watching.
Did you say he was a chess grandmaster and now he wants to play
probably not a
chess?
grandmaster.
There's a lot of guys in prison who become chess champions, but they have no way to measure it really. But put it this way, I was in a chess club when I was a kid. I was beating the adults. And my chess thing rekindled in jail, and I was the champion up until that point. And Frankie kicked my fucking ass, and my parents had to send chess books in so that I could keep up with him. And every now and then I did overtake him with the chess books, but then he'd formulate new strategies and he'd start winning again. I had to get more chess books sent in.
That's fun.
But I've got a funny story about him, right, from Supermax.
Mm-hmm.
So in Supermax, you very rarely get out your cell, so they pass things through fishing lines. Now, a fishing line is, a strip of sheet or cloth or cotton or whatever. You put a weight on it like toothpaste, and you throw it under your door. And you even got people throwing them from the upper tier down to the bottom tier. You connect your end with their end, tie them together, and you can pass whatever you want from cell to cell. And I remember
from the upper to the bottom, you mean you just slide it so hard under the door that it like goes over the railing or the side?
Yeah, it goes off over the run where people can walk across. It goes under the door, over where people walk across, off the railing, and down to the bottom tier, to the floor. And I remember one time looking out my window, looking out at the area outside, and it was like poltergeist. You could see like a bag of this was moving this way, and an envelope was moving this way, a peanut butter was going this way. But anyway, Frankie, the frisky fella he got someone to hold on to one end. He tied the other end around his dick, and the person in the other cell was giving it that. Yeah.
Man. All right. Wait. We made fun of the ingenuity of
the Bobby
earlier,
Fischer
now
of prison.
Board. Yeah, now like this is ingenious.
All right, so here's the
tricking
question.
another prisoner into jacking you off is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. That's really, really good.
What did you tell him? He was operating some sort of very complex tattoo gun. Yeah, faster. Coming out real good.
Stop! It's too sensitive.
My favorite Paulie scenes, there's a lot of them, but it's when Tony sort of corners him on the boat in the final season. And he's like, "You're the one that let that out about the Johnny Sack joke, right?" Nah, Tony, no. Nah, come on, it's not even a big deal anymore. You could tell me. You're the one that did it, right? No, Tone. Frankly, I'm offended that you'd even say something like that. Come on. I know it was you, Paulie. Just admit it. Come on. And meanwhile, Tony is going to kill him if he admits it. That's the beauty of that scene. Because even when he frankly, Tone, I'm offended you'd even say something like that, and ends the conversation, Tone is looking at every weapon, every deadly weapon that's around him on that boat. There's there's this big knife they're cutting bait up with. There's this I don't know, bat over here they're killing fish with, and he's thinking about killing Paulie right then and there because Paulie's got a big fucking mouth. He's seeing it right now. He just saw it yesterday, him blabber mouthing to some random girl, and he's almost sure that Paulie was the one who told about that joke, and that created such a clusterfuck. And he did, of course. He was, of course, the one who did it.
He did. Yeah.
One problem that's common across mob movies is the tough guys wouldn't be tough guys. There are people who are literally like 215 pounds overweight who are tough guys. There are people like Tony who can't beat Paulie. There are like Joe Pesci, one of the toughest guys in mob movies. Joe Pesci, I want to get all. I could beat up Joe Pesci. He's like 5'5",
pretty old.
older.
He's 80. Fuck that guy up.
You know what? I'm not gonna be modest. I'd fuck up Joe Pesci.
How many Joe Pescis could you take in a fight?
yeah. So, but like they take a Joe Pesci or this guy, and they just stack rank them wrong. Why can't tough guys be tough? Why can't?
All right, I got a tough guy here who was actually in the mob. This guy's name is Primo Casarino. Now, one of the things he did was extort Steven Seagal out of about $400,000.
Nice.
So he was hired by a movie producer, if I remember the story correctly. I may be slightly off with the title. We asked the guy what movie producers do. This is what they do. This movie producer had a deal with Steven Seagal to make, one of those multi-picture deals. Steven's guru says, you really shouldn't be making these violent movies. Goes against your whole mantra, your whole like code. And he's like, yes, no more killing in my films. And this guy's like, dude, you break people apart in every movie. That's your thing. You kill 30 people a movie. We make 25 million a movie. That's what we do here.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not going to kill anymore. So this guy he calls up his mob buddy, this gentleman whatever his name is, and says, put the screws to Steven Seagal. He doesn't want to play ball. Well, he not only puts the screw, his
Primo.
name is, I got him like Primo Casarino. Awesome.
Are you
man.
looking at him on your computer?
I pulled up his Wikipedia.
Okay.
He doesn't have a photo on his Wikipedia.
I mean, if you like Google image search him,
yeah.
But anyway, they kidnapped Steven Seagal and threaten him and eventually not only does they make Steven Seagal do the movies, but he has to give the mobsters $400,000 for their trouble, and he gave it to them. And like they caught this guy talking about it to his buddies afterwards on a wiretap, and they were laughing at what a pussy Steven Seagal was. And Primo says, "I only wish I had a gun so I could have put in his face like they do in the movies." So this is like a real tough guy.
He is tough looking too.
Yeah, he's filling out that Nautica jacket.
Yeah, that's a scary looking dude.
Although I must say, the guy behind him and to the left, also a very large looking man. He's further back, but he looks bigger. Think about that.
Yeah.
And he also looks Italian. Maybe he's some other mobster.
Does he have cuffs on? I can't
I
tell.
don't think so.
Oh, I don't know. You can't tell. Well, his hands are close together.
Yeah.
Who knows? In any case.
So this guy extorted Steven Seagal.
Yeah. I think with this mobster thing is like, they're not threatening to have a fist fight with you. They're threatening to kill you. And they may not even mean right now. They're threatening to like come back tonight. Maybe they start a little fire. I mean, when you come out to the fight, remember, that's what they did in The Sopranos. If you think about what they actually did when they want somebody to do their thing, when Robert Patrick's character, Davey, owes Tony the gambling debt, they start a fire and his dumpster's outside at night. He runs outside in his underwear to put out his dumpster fire. And now two goons have him cornered in an alley. And they're like, "You're going to pay the money? You're going to pay the money?" There's not fisticuffs time. There's no winning that fight. If you started beating them both up, they pull out a gun or a knife or a club. They're going to escalate to murder. That's where they're headed. They stop it. They don't stop it anywhere. And you, on the other hand, are like, man, I really just want y'all to leave me alone. I can't just beat you up and then you'll tell the other guys how tough I am. No, we tell them you need to die now.
It's like, no, we're an organized crime and we'll send more guys. And we don't think you're going to have your head on a swivel 24/7.
You know what it's like? Here's the perfect example, if this makes sense. I like drawing these like comparisons between things sometimes. It's like thinking the cops aren't scary because the cop looks like a pussy. Look at that cop.
That's a good one.
I could whoop his fucking ass. Why are people so afraid of the cops? I could beat the shit out of that cop. Yeah, let's see how that one goes over.
You know, you're right. I've seen that a lot.
That's a good comparison.
Sometimes what happens is cops think that they are badass because they beat up people who aren't fighting back. And those people who aren't fighting back, they know that there's more cops coming. That if you just beat this one cop, that's not the end of the story. And it frustrates me to see cops strut around like peacocks.
It's like the Ron White joke. I don't know how many of them it would have took to whoop my ass, but I know how many they was going to use. As many as it took is the answer. That's what it's like. You know, if you're thinking you could beat up a mobster or a cop, I think, or like, you know, and you might say, oh, I've got a gun though. Both scenarios. Let's see, but they do too.
But they have more. You're one
they
person.
have a helicopter.
Yeah. And like that's the thing with the mobsters is like you're not afraid of Joe Pesci, so to speak, or like Bobby Bagliari. Like you're not afraid of him. You're afraid of his ability to use his influence to send goons at you, because that guy's got dozens of people he could call on to go send a little troop at. Like I saw the scene when I was rewatching just last night. You know how Bobby Bacala, he's the least intimidating one. He's the one, he's friendly and everything. And then he's worried about his wife dying and everything. And then Junior's like, he's getting soft. And then he just goes to that bar with the one union guy, and formerly like sweet Bobby is now sitting there like, oh, you vote for that guy, you may as well be putting a bullet in your head here, here, and here. and you got kids. So it's always something to think about. And then he gets up and leaves, and it's like that guy's not the union guy is not scared of Bobby. He's probably like, that guy couldn't catch me. He's afraid of Bobby's influence and the fact that Bobby is part of an organized crime syndicate that has an enormous amount of reach, and like they can just come upon. They're not cops. They're plainclothes people. You're gonna avoid every dark-haired person. Like what are you gonna do?
You're right. You're right. When I said that, I was thinking more like, is it a Bronx Tale? Where they shut the door and they beat up the biker gang.
You can't leave.
Yeah. Really, that biker gang is the one I would have put my money on, not the super fat guy or the old.
It would have been better if they pulled
children.
if they like pulled out guns and had them at gunpoint and then just pistol whipped them, like giving them no chance at all.
They could have brought in people who were actually tough guys instead of just bringing in the actors.
Oh, dude, you see that fat man bear hug?
Fat men aren't that strong.
No, they're not.
no, they're not.
You see that fat guy? That guy who's never seen the inside of a gym? Bear hug.
As my dad would say, would you like me to sew them back on? I could sew just one on. Would you? And he always goes like this. Would you like me to sew it back on?
Did your dad have an accent like that?
Yeah, my dad's from Glasgow. My parents are from Glasgow.
Really? I had no idea. And so you grew up. You never lived there though. You were always here.
We would summer. Sometimes they would pawn me off on my gran, and I'd have to spend the whole fucking summer there, which sucked because it's a shit.
It doesn't say that. You're a liar.
I'm not lying, Dad. I was born in England. We moved to Canada when I was 5, and then I moved to New York in my late 20s.
Isn't Glasgow like the stabbing capital of the planet? Isn't that like shaking hands there?
It's Newark, New Jersey. The Glasgow smile is when they cut your face here. So I remember seeing the Joker, and like in the scary part of the movie, Heath Ledger is like, and then my dad decided to cut my mouth because I wasn't smiling enough. And the music's all like, whoa, scary. And I'm like, yeah, that's a bad Friday night in Glasgow. What, now you're a supervillain? Fuck you, pussy.
We had a guest who was telling us about that. He said that when people in the know see that smile, they identify that person like as a rat, like it's a scarlet letter.
Oh, really?
That's what he said.
I don't think that's the case in Glasgow, but maybe in the States. You know what they would do in Glasgow? They'd cut your face with a carpet cutter, but they put a match. They put 2 blades in the carpet cutter, and they'd put a match between the 2 blades. So when they slice your face, it's really hard to stitch up because there's a piece of spaghetti hanging down that you can't seal. So you end up with
that's diabolical.
That's so sinister.
I'm confused. A match? Like a match stick?
They put 2 blades in, so now there's 2. But to make them split apart, they put a match in there. So now they've got these 2 terrible cuts side by side, and the skin in the middle makes it very difficult to stitch because they have no way to like grab that. So now they just got to remove it and make a big gash that they fill in.
Thank you. I got too hung up on the match part as a like. How is that a weapon? I'm very confused.
Paper match.
Fucking diabolical. I hate that. I'd
Yeah,
rather deal with this.
When I would go there as a kid, the little kids would go, "What team do you support?"
What'd you say?
If you support Rangers and they're a Celtics fan, they'll kill you. And if you support Celtics and you're a Rangers fan, you'll kill you. Like, you don't wear blue in the areas where there's Celtic fans because that's green. My cousin got bottled from a bus. A bus of Celtics fans were driving by, and he was wearing a blue shirt. He wasn't even a Rangers fan. But they're like, "No, not today." Fucking bottle. So I said, "Dad, I don't enjoy the whole." I would speak with a Scottish accent down there just to sort of blend in.
Yeah, when in Rome.
What do I say? What team do you support? How do I know I'm with the right side? And he goes, "Just say Partick Thistle. They're a shit team, and people will say you're mad."
So now you just say you're a Thistle fan?
"What team do you support?" And I go, "Partick Thistle." And then they would laugh and go, "You're a fucking bampot," which means a lunatic.
What is that word?
It was like a force field.
A bampot?
Bampot means lunatic. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
one of the best accents ever. Reminds me of Shrek.
That's good advice.
I like it. I was like, I was like, what do I do if I'm in that situation? I don't even watch sports ball.
You'd have to have an answer. You couldn't make fun of soccer to them. They would hate that.
But no way. You'll get killed either way. I mean, that's the only thing you can say to not die. Although I did remember in the early 80s, Bruce Lee caught on over there and Kung Fu and all the movies. And so I go there one summer and they're like, "Do you know Kung Fu?" And I'm like, yeah. I'm only allowed to use it in self-defense. My sensei said that I can only use it if I'm attacked, but I obviously could kill everyone in this room right now. All right, pal. And no one fucked with me for like 3 years when Kung Fu. They'd hear an American accent and just assume you were a ninja.
Oh, that's
and
handy.
then that faded away. And it was back to violence.
Yeah, there was a whole wave of movies in the 80s, like American Ninja, this, that, and the other. They were all different colors. There was a ninja mania.
It was crazy. And I look at people taking Kung Fu lessons. Like, they always have a big glass wall so you can see in. And I'm just like, this is gay.
Yeah, you're going to be tough at the mall.
It's absolutely gay. These guys have heard this story.
What are you going to do? Chop me in half with your
it's stupid
hands?
They will literally tell you you're not punching right if they fail to block it. That's how Kung Fu training goes. I told these guys a story, but quickly for you. I was at work. Some guy was giving out lessons that you could win in a raffle. I forget how I won the Kung Fu lessons, but I did win, and I went to them and took Kung Fu for, 6 months. And it is stupid and it doesn't work, but I had fun.
We call him sensei when you're not here.
It's just you're learning like Wu Fu Kung Fu, that like Wong Fei Hung stuff with
it's stupid. The move that caught my mind was this. He's like, if someone puts their hand on your chest, then you grab their fingers and you pull them apart, right? You take them, spread them super wide. And I'm like, no one is ever going to gift me their hand like that. Whoever puts their hand on their opponent's chest, fingers spread, palm down, that's not a thing. It's all make-believe.
Absolutely separate your fingers if you put your hand on my chest in slow motion and go. Alrighty, so we got this one. Like you grab here and then you twist it and then you apply pressure. Yeah, a fight happens in a nanosecond and you're just like, ah!
Yeah. It's the same as those you see the gun disarming guys on Twitter. And they can disarm anyone with a gun if the person with the gun is slow and participating in the exercise.
Exactly.
But other than that, like if someone's holding me at gunpoint, there's no way they're holding the gun here in my. Like if I'm holding Woody at gunpoint, do I walk up like it's a movie and like poke you in the chest with the gun and be like, "Yeah, Steve, you don't have a chance of taking this from me now." Like, no, I would shoot you.
Kyle, so that wouldn't work. I was at a machine gun shoot, and there was a guy there who was demonstrating that technique. I don't remember what his fucking background was, but I guess the idea, first Huckster. Of all, yeah, probably Huckster. He was a military man though. And if you're just trying to hold him at gunpoint, and your goal isn't to shoot him, like I'm taking a prisoner, and he did what he did to me, then he would have taken the gun away. The problem was I have to stand right in front of him, and him be like, all right, when I move, you pull the trigger. And in that instance, he could get he moved, he reached in at the same time he was moving his head off center and his body off center, swiping the gun away, and also like hitting the inside of my wrist with like a karate chop. And it sort of hit the tendons and made this involuntary reaction where I let the gun go, and he had my gun. And I was like, well, I'd have shot you before like we got to all that. I don't think I'd have walked within reaching distance of you if we're, you know, having a gunfight or something, or you're the bad man I'm catching. But still, he could have taken the gun away from me, and that he did. He took it away from me because I wasn't intending to shoot him, I guess.
I got a question.
What's real? Boxing, jiu-jitsu,
wrestling,
Muay Thai,
kickboxing, MMA. Like, there's only 4 that you could actually use in the real world. The rest are just dance.
Oh, Krav Maga.
A lot
Have
of
you
them
ever
are about
watched
the
a
same.
Krav Maga video? It's so funny. It's like what you do is like you like tear their eyes out, you like rip their body. It's like chimp style. You fight like a chimp would, where you rip fingers off, nails, biting, eye
The
gouging.
problem with those fighting styles that have like various death touches is you can't train them. Like, you're gonna pull my eyeball out in a real fight? It is the first time you've ever tried this.
That's fair.
I've had a pig head delivered every week, and at this point,
Snatch
can
it
really
right
pluck
out of
one
there.
out. I mean, why would you want to pluck someone's eye out? Can't you just beat them up? Can you choke them out or punch them in the head? I don't want to pull somebody's fucking eyeball out.
I don't either. I think that's big talk to make people afraid of Krav Maga.
Well, it depends. Like, if someone breaks into your house and your wife and kids are there, you're going to bite his penis off and like stick your thumbs into his eyes and everything. But
I'd lure him in with the blowjob and then bite it right off.
And you're like 4 minutes in. You're like, he's never going to suspect it now because he's getting.
No, it needs to be hard before I can really get a bite. It needs to be hard, rock hard before I can bite it good.
Yeah, ensure the blood flow.
You know what you do? You bite his dick off. You bite his dick off, then you swallow it, and you say, "Get the fuck out of my house. If you leave my house, I will make myself vomit. And you can get your dick back."
Oh,
but
how are you going to say all that with your mouth so full?
You swallowed it.
Okay. Goes outside, and then you lock the door behind you. Like, okay.
That's actually a good idea for a movie. I remember the Lorena.
A whole
Bobbitt-
movie, huh?
Well, you know,
Centipede had a sequel.
See, I would expand upon that. Like, remember the Lorena Bobbitt story? The lady whose
Yeah.
husband was forcing himself on her, and then she cut his dick off in his sleep, and then drove away with it. I don't know how. That was the deal, yeah. And then she drove away with the penis and threw it out the car window. And I was just thinking, like, what if, like, the movie was about you snuck in and like drugged the guy and took his penis off surgically, and then when he woke up, like, if you want your penis back, you've got to go rob this bank. I want to see that movie.
But don't you have a matter
Do
of
anything for your
or your dick like doesn't work? Well, isn't there a very short time where you can get the dick back on? Like with
Oh, it's on ice. It's on ice.
Yeah.
It's good.
Some cop found the dick. So she threw it into a field. This cop drove around later and he's like, "I got a hunch." And he walked up, found it.
Yep.
And then they brought it to the hospital. He did a porn after. He made a little mushroom kind of a dick. It's nothing to write home about, but
better than nothing.
And you know what she got for that? 30 days in a loony bin.
Yeah.
That's not long enough. She seems like pretty loony.
It's attempted murder.
Her testimony was compelling.
Well, it is attempted murder, yeah.
Well, and he was a rapist. But it's not self-defense. There's a
there's no evidence. She claims she was in an abusive relationship, and they went, "I believe you."
So the person that
did he deny
abused him physically says he was abusive.
Yeah.
Okay.
That Gavin's making a good point here. The fact that cop found that cock on the side of the road. Imagine, Taylor, if I told you, "Hey, Taylor, I threw an Oscar Mayer wiener out my window while I was driving down the road. I was about a mile and a half past the quick stop. If you went and looked for that weenie,
No
the ants
chance.
would have eaten it days ago. Like
Yeah.
some sort of wildlife would have carried it off. You would never find my dick, especially not mine.
Find your ants covered penis and bring it back to you.
I can throw your dick. I can throw your dick in the room behind you and send you on a scavenger hunt that would leave you scratching your head.
If you threw my dick out a window, the cops would be able to find it because all the neighbors would be calling about this escaped Burmese python that is in a field nearby, and they're worried about it consuming 300-pound men.
It's bloody and it has sores all over it. That would be horrible. What's the worst way to wake up? Dickless.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, I got one. I heard about a wife she found out that her husband had been the stepchildren, and so she woke him up with a boiling bucket of sugar water.
Yeah, so like napalm.
She poured molten sugar water on him in the bed while he was asleep. It's something they do in prison. I can't remember
Stupid
what they call
question.
it.
Did he die?
I don't know if he died, but he wished he had afterwards because it's going to stick and do awful things. In prison, they microwave jams and jellies, and they throw that in your face.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they get
hardcore.
really.
They shouldn't give you guys microwaves.
We need microwaves. We're human fucking beings, dude. That microwave was a godsend.
He killed him. There we go. So mission accomplished.
She got a kill out of it. I wonder what she got. Hopefully at least 60 days.
Yeah, 60 days of for being naughty. Like, but if that guy was her kids,
if he's
I think that's all fair.
Oh, is that what he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I must have missed it. Key.
Yeah, so that's it seems like she rid the world of a problem there. Maybe they should give her key to the city.
There's a there's a great interview.
Giving her nothing.
There was a father who caught this guy molesting his son, and hit the interview with him. He's like, I started beating him viciously, and I didn't stop, even though he begged me to stop. And I decided I was going to take his life. And my son said, no, Poppy, don't kill him. And that's the only reason I didn't kill him on my floor. And he's on the news, like Channel 7, saying this shit. It was so good. The best.
What state was it? Do you know?
Viciously. And they show the pictures of the molester guy. He's just looks like a UFC post fighter. It's I don't remember what state. I just remember child molester.
You know who I talk to sometimes? You know the case in the 80s where the dad was waiting at the airport for the molester?
Yeah.
Kung fu teacher.
Yes.
He took the kid around the country to kung fu things and was blowing him on a regular basis.
Mhm.
And the dad he's got a baseball hat on. It became a huge meme. And he's just like, just goes up, blows his head off.
Under his arm.
Yeah. He's like, why, Gary? Why?
Yeah, that's it. And you can tell that the news people were alerted to this. I mean, they probably told him too that the guy's going to be there at this time. And I just love how the courts and the jury were like, well, technically that's illegal, but you go out the back door.
I like it when that happens. Like
Yeah.
when a guy's kid is hurt and the dad takes justice into his own hands. It's not that uncommon for courts to just be like, yeah, justice was done here.
That's such an impressive shot. He brings his right arm up. The left hand's fake holding a phone at a pay booth, obviously, and the right arm comes up under the armpit, and so he fires point fire, no aiming, like this, but more under the armpit, and hits him in the side of the fucking head, moving 8 feet, 10 feet away. No other bystanders are injured. Like the angle is perfect. It's crazy that he hit that shot.
Wait,
I bet he's been practicing this shit all week.
He went to the fucking Kyle Rittenhouse school.
He went to
of
the
marksmanship.
range. Those human bot flies are terrifying. They
Those are
literally lay their eggs in your flesh, and the maggots grow and eat you, and you have to pick them out of your flesh.
That was like a person being infested with human bot flies was like the first internet video that really like made me realize that the internet is a fucking vile place. That was there was something called the Gauntlet. Did you guys ever have to do the Gauntlet? Yes.
I think we watched it on the show one time.
I think one of the first ones is a human bot fly infestation, if I'm remembering the Gauntlet correctly. And then it gets to like, this girl breaks her femur. Then you have to move on to the next one. But I remember specifically the human bot flying, like I think like an old woman's eye or something.
Yeah, I everything else in that gauntlet we had to run was totally wiped from my memory after that Ukrainian guy beat someone to death with a hammer in the woods.
Two man's
Suddenly I was like,
that?
oh man, can we go back to those sweet botfly videos?
You're right. I wonder how current me, internet hardened 15 years later would deal with that video, because at the time I kept watching it with this mind towards it's not too late. It's not too late. And then you switch over and you're like, could you just hit him harder? He's still alive. It's too late.
I feel like with a lot of the internet content, it starts because I remember like in high school and college seeing more of like the intense side of the internet with that violent stuff and being like, this stuff doesn't even faze me. I've seen so much horrible things on E-Bombs World or whatever other sites in the early 2000s. And then you come around to being like, Oh no, actually, this stuff does upset me again, and I'm back to that now, where I'm like, even if I could watch this without it ruining my day, it is not an image I want in my head at all. That's why I don't like any of the death videos or war videos.
I'm so with you, Taylor. I went through a stretch where I was like, hey, look at this. I'm like trying to like show it to other people. But now I don't know if it's like I've grown like empathy for like the person going through something gruesome, something horrible. It must be that, because now those types of videos like really get to me. Like they ruin my night, actively ruin my night.
The only thing that's even close to that I watch is the Ukrainian war. And I almost exclusively watch Ukrainians killing Russians. And so I'm like, these are the bad guys. So when bad things happen to them, they have it coming. But every now and then something so bad will happen to a Russian that I'm like, goddamn. I mean, you already got him. Stop.
Did you see the guy? He was hit by something dropped from a drone, call it a grenade or a mortar or whatever. And he's in really bad shape. So he pulls the grenade that he had on him already to finish the job. There's a certain kind of hopelessness to it.
It's awful.
I've seen every iteration of that. I've seen them suicide with the rifle. I've seen suicide with grenades. I've seen their buddies finish them off without like clearly they'd had a conversation. Like if I get blown,
we hang out in the same internet spaces. It would seem.
Yeah. The best or worst maybe is when the drone is coming after the guy and you're seeing through the camera on the drone, and they'll throw stuff at the drone. Like they'll throw their rifle at it. And then the one guy who threw a can of gasoline at it. And it was like, dude, you should have just taken the the explosion. Now you're going to, because the gasoline explodes like a fucking internet fireball and just roasts him right there. He's all on fire and stuff. I don't like seeing people burn alive for sure. I've seen a good bit of that. Saw some Israelis burn alive, I think, a while back. They got blown out of a tank. I saw, and maybe it was during Syrian conflicts from 15 years ago, where they shot a rocket at a tank and they blew it up. And the inside of the tank had become an inferno. And the guys are crawling out of it, just fully engulfed. Like they're not going to survive. They're just trying to get out of hell. Just crawling out of it's a furnace basically that they're inside of. Don't like that either. Don't like seeing people get burned.
Yeah. I just avoid all of it. I don't like any of those drone videos where it's like someone sees that they're dead and they're going to die and there's no avoiding it. And it's like,
sometimes they beg.
It's like literally shooting. It's like the least sport. And I know it's war. It's not hunting, but it's like the least sporting thing ever. And it's just like, oh my God, like this person is probably like dragged to the front line. Like wonder what their family's like, they probably don't want to be here. Like just
probably an 18-year-old kid too. That's
old man.
Oh man. I said when I was like a teenager, I'm like, I draw the line at cartel videos. Those are the ones I won't watch. Now, like it's everything. Like I don't want to watch any of that stuff.
Those guys have like a very Looney Tunesy, gory way of doing things where it's like, hey, check this out. We're gonna cut his fingers off and his head off, and then he's gonna be picking his nose.
It's
like
for them.
for them,
it's art, man. It's like performative art for these guys. It's disgusting. In Colombia, they was literally called cartel art. They would leave as gruesome a scene as possible. There's something called the Colombian necktie where they would like bring your tongue through a slit in your throat, and they'd leave like a scene of like pretend businessmen with all Colombian neckties doing all sorts of business with money in front of them. But like that was it's called cartel art. It's disgusting.
That's so horrible. The amount of time you have to have.
Everybody's a critic.
To be like, all right, we solved it. We killed our enemies. Well, we've got 4 hours to burn because we also control the police. So have fun with it. Like bring in the most sadistic guy ever. Give him a fucking paring knife. Give him the lime knife from behind the bar.
It's psychological warfare, and it works. When I remember when I first heard about that guy getting castrated in Ukraine, I was like, "Whoa! I'm not even going to go over there to take pictures," because I was thinking about going to at least record something or watch or see or like I wanted to be there and see what was going on. It seems so monumental. And then they're like, yeah, they caught an American, they raped him to death, and then they cut this Ukrainian's balls off. And I was like, dude, I don't even want to be on that continent now. I know better. And the cartel, I feel like same thing. Cartel's so scary. Like, can you imagine? Like, there is a lot of money in that in the drug distribution and smuggling business in Mexico. I think I want to fire my own little startup up. Oh, wait, they did what? That's the competition? Nah, I'm going to go back to accounting school. Like it's so scary. You don't want to be part of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is scary. They're pretty ruthless.
Yeah.
I've never seen just like a normal killing on there. Like
They do. I haven't watched it since it's probably been 15 years. I remember I was at the gun store and my buddy was like, check this out, man. And it was the chainsaw video. That was the last Cartel thing I saw. And it was almost against my will. But since then, I've heard, because I watch these podcasts with guys talking about the Cartel and how crazy it is down there, that they'll blow people up in fields with like dynamite and stuff, and all sorts of like wacky, over the top, almost theatrical killings. You know, and again, it's psychological warfare. I would be so scared to like fuck with those guys if I knew that's what was going to happen to me. Like, you could see being gangster enough to get into a gunfight with somebody. Like, oh yeah, you're going to shoot me? Well, I'll shoot back. And they're like, no, we're going to torture you for days. We're going to pump you up with drugs to keep you alive extra long so we can torture you for weeks.
We're going to bury you up to your neck with just your head sticking out. And then we're going to take an elephant that we train to play soccer. And we're going to run at you and it's going to pick your head. And then you're like, that's a pet detective. That's a pet detective.
Dude, well, it's those Cartel guys like that made my dad make the decision to flee Colombia, because we came as refugees, and it was like this time in Colombia where the Medellin cartel and the Cali cartel had fallen, but like these offshoot cartels started taking over in different areas. And my dad being like a fairly high up accountant for somebody that was also making money nefariously, he was threatened numerous times with like photos of me and my sister at our school, for example. So
did your family claim asylum?
Yeah. So we originally left under the guise of tourism. We bought tickets. Hey, we're gonna be in the United States for 6 months, but we already had a lawyer lined up here to claim asylum, all legally. We ended up changing our minds like almost like last minute, and ended up seeking asylum in Canada after being in the States for about a month.
Good pick.
It was also just awful timing. We landed in Newark, New Jersey on August 30th, 2001. So like 12 days later, that area is just a fucking mess. And then I think like 2 months later, maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, I think anthrax started being mailed to people.
That's right.
Yeah, so it was like a combination of things like that. Like, we're going to Canada. we're
Dude,
going
anthrax to Canada. Post office was like, they're like, the first heroes on the front lines were firemen, and now it's mailman. And the whole country was like, nah, it's not you.
Yeah, I get what you're trying to do, but how about you get my fucking shit here on time? How about that? Man, so you kind of lived Ozark.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, like it's been really interesting now being 32 years old, now being able to like have a drink with my dad, and my dad almost like revealing the documents that have been censored throughout all of these years, and like now telling me like the real side of like why we did this, why we did that. Like I'll give you an example of something that he declassified maybe like 3 months ago. We're just having a drink. He's like, Santi, do you remember your friend Jeffrey? I'm like, yeah, I remember Jeffrey. For context, Jeffrey was an older boy, about like 4 years older than me. He was our barber's son. And he's the one that like introduced me to like video games. We would play. When my dad would go get his haircut, we'd hang out. We got there once for a haircut, and then Jeffrey is vegetative on a bed. I was like, oh my God. And I'm 7, old enough to know like something happened here. And my dad says like Jeffrey fell from a balcony. He fell from the balcony, hit his head, and we don't know if he's going to make it. He ended up eventually making it, having a pretty normal life, but with a lot of problems. And a couple months ago, my dad's like, you remember Jeffrey? I'm like, yeah, he didn't fall from a balcony. He found his dad's gun and accidentally shot himself. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. I'm like, Dad, why would you not tell me that? What? Like, I'd be scared of guns. I'd be the gun safety. He's like, well, you were being kind of a dickhead by our balcony. So like we thought this was
Oh.
a good way to teach you a lesson.
He's like, well, I don't have any
he goes-
firearms, but I
he's
do
like,
have a
yeah.
balcony.
Well, this is tragic, but life has given me lemons here.
You see
And
what
so-
happened to your friend Jeffrey? He didn't eat all his vegetables.
That's what happens when you don't study.
Jeffrey, it's
Back to his
tragic. He
mom.
talked back and he didn't do his homework.
He goes, did you realize that they lived in a 1-story bungalow? Like, no.
Oh, that's
So he's
great.
been like revealing a lot of these in like his time in the 80s and 90s living in Medellin with the cartels, like some pretty crazy stuff. Like my mom has seen some really bad stuff because she lived in like a fairly dangerous suburb in Medellin called La Estrella during the height of Pablo Escobar, and she lived right next to the police station, which you would think is the safest place that you could possibly live in. But in the late 80s, Pablo put an unconditional hit on every police officer in all of Colombia, whether it was a police officer, federal agent, whatever it might be. You kill one, you get money. And so my mom said, like, daily bodies being dragged in and out of that police station. Oh, man, like, fuck. Thanks for coming to Canada, man. Like, this is, I have it pretty good.
Guys, what it's like to be raised by an accountant, and they laugh and laugh, but here we are.
It's intense.
Yeah.
High risk, high reward.
One and the same, Woody.
And I honestly, because like most of my experiences in New Jersey have been just like stopping off I-95 on my way someplace better. And I'm gonna own this here. I grew up in Maryland and in the DC area. New Jersey is just like if you took all of the bad stuff about Maryland and made it like 5% more that way. It's just like, you know, Maryland with 5% more rules, 5% more Italian.
Ocean City, Maryland wishes it was Ocean City, New Jersey when it grew up.
That's fair. I mean, Ocean City, New Jersey is better. Ocean City, Maryland is like, you know, honestly, it's like, hey, what if we took
New Jersey
Ocean?
hate.
What if we took
I won't tolerate
what if
it.
we took Ocean City, New Jersey, and then we just added like a lot of crime, like actually like a lot.
Okay, Woody. If New Jersey is so good, why are y'all all moving down into the South?
The weather's not
Why?
very good. The weather's
It's the smell. Yeah, I don't know about the garden state. What's growing in that garden? It smells like socks.
You know what? It has 6% less nickel cadmium than St. Louis. We got that going for us.
There are other options.
Yeah, no, it's either New Jersey or St. Louis. That's where you have to live. And by the way, lots of St. Louis is nice. The county is very nice. Don't malign us with our
Is it,
horrible
though?
third world city. It is nice.
That fucking arch of yours, it gets me every time I see it. That thing is so stupid.
Ooh, look, we got half a McDonald's.
Hey,
Thing's silly. Look, when you get your hammer
That
murder
hideous
statistics
green
down, then I'll hear about the tourism opportunities in jolly old St. Louis.
oh no, you certainly shouldn't travel here for tourism. You might be attacked. So don't do that.
You will be attacked.
But the arch is pretty cool. One thing I don't like is the St. Louis mandate, the city proper, that no building can be taller than the arch.
Really?
And so that has created some
That's
odd setups.
It should have a swing in the middle. It should have one of those swings in the middle where you like put the person in the harness where they're on their belly, like Superman, and then you like click, like you pull them way back on the other end and let them swing in the middle of the arch.
That might be tight.
Like the slingshot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
No.
gonna. I wish
It should
it
be
hear me
like
out,
one of
Kyle.
those-
slingshot deportation strategy.
Oh, all the way to Canada.
All the way
to the world's largest slingshot.
That's a
I'm not sure
long
if it
shot.
faces Canada, Mexico, or one of the oceans, but the idea works in any direction.
Well, it faces.
Just send him east.
It's
East
west
St. Louis.
Yeah, it's west to east. Oh yeah, you could send them to East St. Louis, and they'll very quickly be like, "I want to go home. I want to go back to Honduras. It's nicer than East St. Louis. East St. Louis is such a fucking scab
It's
on our
scary.
city. I hate
It's
it.
scary.
It's the worst.
Yeah, it's like some places bad when they are like, okay, we're going to legally define you as a separate city.
I thought East St. Louis was kind of cool, but I have a little bit of adrenaline junkie in me.
You are a little bit, Woody. You are a total adrenaline junkie, so
like,
of
this
course
place
you thought it was
rocks.
fun. No, it's dangerous as hell.
It's like visiting Chernobyl.
sad. It is. It's like you see yards that haven't been mowed in ever. Like it looks like a Sahara, or not Sahara. It looks like a lush environment where there's just grass that's up to your neck in a yard, and someone lives there. It's some trap house where a bunch of drug dealers live. It sucks. It's an embarrassment to our whole city that is allowed to exist the way it is, with so little actual meaningful reduction in crime. Every fucking year, it's the same thing. We top those lists of like the worst American cities. And I want to be like, no, it's not us. The county's really nice. It's a largely nice place to live. It's just the city proper and East St. Louis that ruin it for everyone else.
Only place that I've been more fucked up is Gary, Indiana. And
Heard that.
Like, I don't know if any of you have ever played the Stalker games, but that's what Gary, Indiana.
Are there anomalies?
I mean, damn near. Like, so there are
mutated beasts.
Like, I've lived in Baltimore, and I've like, you know, I've been some pretty gnarly places in Baltimore before. Like, there's parts of Baltimore that look like Fallout 3. Like, you know, they've got rubble on the streets.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, in Gary, it's like there aren't even raiders anymore.
They don't even have raiders. It's that
It's
desolate.
just mutants.
It's just like, you know, you just hear like this. A mutated dog walks by.
What were you doing spending time in East St. Louis?
Driving through it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, usually Google directs you around it.
That one's on Google.
It
No,
does.
that one's on me for being like, oh no, this is faster.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna fire right through here. I'm pretty low. There's no worse place in America to be low on gas than East St. Louis. It's terrifying.
Yeah, Louisville, Kentucky was pretty sketchy at night. Memphis, there's parts of like maybe it was East Memphis that was real sketch late at night. There's parts of Atlanta, I don't even know where they were, but I've been there before and it was sketch. I was in LA one time at a convention, and all the rooms were booked, but I wanted to fuck this girl, but so I needed a room to fuck her in. So I was trying to get another room to fuck in, and like all of them were booked. So we were having to leave like the nice area of LA where the hotels are and go to the, like I saw 3 gang members pressed up against a wall with like cops pointing guns at them. Like, we were only 4 turns from where the nice hotels were. I was like, all right, go back. I'll get the nice room. I'll get the nice room. We're not going deeper into this jungle of scariness. There's definitely some sketchy ass cities. The homeless encampments in
New
Atlanta,
Orleans.
New Orleans has some wild homeless.
New Orleans, you can't even tell who's homeless because like someone who's having a good time basically is wearing homeless garb themselves. You know, they're disheveled. They got everything's mismatched. They're drunk.
Gotta look
Smell
at
like
the shoes.
piss. Smell like piss.
Gotta look
That's
at the
a tourist
shoes.
or a hobo. You don't know.
Yeah, looking at the shoes clues you in. That's a
bare feet
joke or story I mentioned on the show many years ago. Is that I thought my entire life growing up and living in St. Louis that all homeless people were like St. Louis homeless, and then I went to Seattle. And I was blown away. I was like, these guys are wearing like Asics and eating out of a bowl. They're like doing like people stuff, and they seem smug about this.
No, I had the opposite experience.
Really?
Stolen Valor.
When I went to Seattle,
It
so
is Stolen Valor.
when I went to Seattle, I remember I had to walk a very long way to get to E3 to get to the conference or the convention center, and so I would see a lot of homeless on the way there. And there was a dead pigeon that they had eaten. Like wild men on the like right there next to the sidewalk, and they had picked it to the bones clean, and it was laying there being eaten by ants that they had like consumed. And then we all went down to the war, I think the wharf or the pier, whatever the fuck,
Yeah,
down
yeah.
to the water obviously. And we all had like seafood at the same restaurant. And on the way back, we must have walked by a group. It was like in the zombie movie where the coast is clear. And then you turn the corner and there's like a horde of zombies just waiting to be like go aggro, but it was homeless. Like some light shined on them, and like 20 grown men like kind of sprinted away from us into the shadows. It was so scary. I was like, what is that? It's like, oh, that's where the homeless live down in there. I'm like, what the fuck?
At least they're keeping to themselves, which is what I liked about the Seattle homeless, because last time I went to a Blues game, our hockey team in St. Louis, because I love the Blues, you leave and like everyone who leaves the arena is in an alliance where it's like, we can't all be assaulted. We have to move as a group. And there's a guy under Highway 40, which is close to a lot of the parking area. And he was just yelling. He was just over and over doing like screaming under this underpass. And it was echoing and it was kind of scary. And you could see him doing it. He wasn't wearing many clothes. And he was just screaming there. And then meanwhile, like the calm St. Louis homeless are guys like that will like touch your shoulder to get you to like take a piece of gum from them or something. And it's like, I'm not going to take your gum because then you're going to demand money of me. Like this is some fucking Italian, some Rome Rose scheme you're trying to pull on me right now. Like, no, I'm not going to take the icebreakers that you have in your hand right now. I'm certainly not reaching in with my fingers to your icebreakers container to take a mint. You have 6 teeth in your mouth and you're wild-eyed looking at me right now. And so you just have to keep moving. And that's something that shouldn't be abided. Like,
so they're waiting for you, right? The homeless, they know that you're
they're
leaving that
waiting
sporting
for
event.
you the whole time.
So
there's one cool homeless that plays a saxophone like shockingly well. Like he's rocking on that saxophone. And so I like that guy. Other than him,
homeless?
everyone sucks. What?
Or does he pretend to be homeless? Right?
I don't know.
The fake homeless, apparently that's a thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you clean up.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy probably has an apartment and he's just lying.
And, so after the hockey games in Atlanta, if you in between periods, if you wanted to smoke, you could go out of this little area and go out through these double doors to the exterior, and they had like velvet ropes wrapped around an area for just that, so that you could get outdoors but still technically be a ticketed, like, I'm supposed to be in this building kind of guy. And the homeless would wait right there because they knew that you were coming there, and you had cigarettes. And they would beg for cigarettes and they'd beg for money, and it was just like a constant presence. And we all smoked like chimneys, so every period we're going out there to smoke. I hate that. I hate when they know you're coming. Like, it's one thing when I'm walking down the street in Vegas, it's awful. The card snapping guys, you've never been to Vegas. So guys approach you on the strip with like a stack of business cards. And usually it's like escort services, weed services, taxi services, anything and everything. They might be pimping their fucking demo tape, something like that. But they're just like hustlers who are coming at you, snapping those cards to get your attention. And they'll trick you into taking one of those cards. They've got like 8. They've got all sorts of different, like, they'll drop the card and you'll pick it up and they'll do all sorts of nonsense to you. I hate those guys too. And they'll have the fucking fake people dressed up as Batman.
Explain the scam.
Yeah.
How do they get you if you get their business card?
They don't really get you. They've initiated conversation with you, but moreover, they're just pushing some sort of thing. Usually it's drugs and sex on the cards that have been given to me. So I was, I'm taking them.
I was like, yeah, is it that hard to push drugs and sex on Kyle? Like,
no, not on me, but
it's like selling air conditioning to me. Like, yes, please.
And there'll be people who they run this hustle where it'll be like 2 really hot chicks in bikinis, and hey, you want to take a picture? And it's like, yeah. And then they want $50 for the picture. And you're like, I don't want it that bad. It was too late. You already got it now. And then you got to fight the women in the street.